Welcome to the Christmas Spectacular episode of Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
I'm Tiffany.
So, welcome to our holiday-themed episode. We are here on the couch. We're going to celebrate, have a few laughs, maybe sip a little bit of that eggnog. You know how it is, but just enjoy the holiday season.
Well done.
Smooth. I was thinking about doing some kind of holiday-themed episode. You know,
right.
Oh, like Batman holiday, whatever the hell. And I was like, nah, you know what would be more fun? Just doing a book that I've said we were never going to do.
That way it's a present to the audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also it's a little like, this is why I don't do these books. Because you're about to see why these books don't happen. Because we're going to do the New 52 Future's End.
Okay, I said I wasn't going to be on this
Oh no,
episode.
you are on this episode, and this
You are
happened.
in it.
We are doing all 3 volumes.
Oh, yeah.
Get
That's why you're
back
here.
on the couch.
Now bears have to participate too.
That's
No,
right.
I'm hibernating. It's cold.
Yeah, that's why we woke you up.
So we're gonna do something a little I don't know. I'm gonna try to go in a straight line, but it's 3 volumes of bull crap that didn't really happen. So it's a mess. So a little bit of context for the New 52, Future's End,
Yeah.
which features no apostrophe, so I guess it's multiple futures. This is the end of the New 52. And when I say that, I don't mean they rebooted the timeline, or they changed everything, or they gave everybody their original origins back. It's just that every book from 2011 at DC Comics had New 52 on it. And this is the last one that said New 52.
Oh.
And they were like, we're finally settled into the universe. It's not New 52 anymore.
Right,
It's
it's
just
just
how it
DC
is
universe.
now.
Yeah, okay.
We've already had a few slam dunks like World's End and Earth 2 and this. So why not just live in it? And then right after this, Convergence. that'll really show them that New 52's got legs. So this story is also a way to introduce some characters that like either people really loved from Earth 2 or from Wildstorm or from cartoon shows. And so as a result, it becomes kind of a mess. But that's not the only reason it's a mess. Let's get into it.
Yes.
So obviously from the first cover, you can tell that Batman Beyond is in it. And yes, if you were a Batman Beyond fan, Terry McGinnis from the future with old Bruce is in this book.
Oh, well, it's not like an alternate costume for someone.
Nope,
or...
it's not an alternate costume for someone until later. But for now, it is New 52, but it is Terry McGinnis. The future
Is this where
sucks.
he's first introduced in
This
New
is the
52?
first in canon, kind of, in comics, outside of the Batman Beyond comics that are about the cartoon shows, appearance of Terry McGinnis. A lot of asterisks
The
Yeah,
only time he's ever
yeah.
like met other members of the Justice League and things like that in the comics.
that were in the comics, yes. Not in the Batman Beyond universe where there was a Justice League.
Right.
Outside the cartoon canon.
Wait, does he meet them in in the New 52 timeline, or
In the New 52 timeline.
or like in the future?
In a New 52 timeline.
What?
But that doesn't make any sense.
Hang in there.
What?
So the story opens in the future, and what's great about this is most of us already read the first issue because it's a 0 issue that came out on Free Comic Book Day.
Right.
Where the future sucks. It's 35 years from now. And Brother Eye from the OMAC Project and Infinite Crisis that Batman developed to keep an eye on the supervillains that then went rogue and became Terminator has taken over the world and has enslaved humanity.
But wasn't Brother Eye defeated in Infinite Crisis? Or, like, it went away, right?
But it isn't now.
Oh,
and
so it
now
came
it's
back.
here.
Look, lots of stuff happens in 50 years, okay?
Yeah.
Like, a lot.
35. Only 35 years.
35 years.
Yeah.
So there's a pocket of a few human resistors. There's Flash and Captain Cold. Flash doing his best Santa Claus impression
Yeah,
in this
he
episode.
really
Because he's
is.
old.
Yeah, because
Dude,
he's old.
you'd be the
see?
best Santa.
Yeah.
You could actually do it.
He could
That's
deliver
true.
all the presents in less than a night.
And not only that, but running that fast must get really cold on your face when it's exposed.
That's true.
Obviously, he grows the beard.
He really couldn't have a beard, could he? Wouldn't it
It
just
would
wear
blast
off?
the beard. his outfit isn't. His outfit's made to resist it, not his face.
Yeah.
Any event, he is attacked by a giant robotic spider Wonder Woman who's got knives for hands and
Sweet.
a thorax and everything. Take a good look at this design because you're going to
awesome.
see variants on it throughout the universe.
So did she just get off of like the sequel, like the shooting for the sequel to Wild Wild West or something?
Right.
Like,
I'm telling you, I need a giant spider in the first act. What sucks is like, okay, so Diana of Themyscira is like really tough. It's weird that they would like cut her in half and then like put her body onto a very fallible robot body, but like
Is that even her body, or
That
did
is
they
her-
like absorb her like life energy and
Right,
put
and,
it
like-
in a robot that looks like her?
No, that's her body.
body,
That's
okay.
like corpseified and then stuck onto a robot.
she's like a mecha Drider.
Flash narrowly escapes death from the Wonder Woman spider robot when he encounters Frankenstein.
Okay, can I go now?
What?
Can I leave
No,
now?
just
Hey,
literal
no,
Frankenstein.
You would love
Frankenstein is
Frankenstein.
like your kind of guy, right?
Yeah,
you
he's
like
a monster.
monsters.
Yeah.
And it's technically Frankenstein's monster, but he has adopted the name Frankenstein.
Sure.
But Frankenstein is actually a DC Comics character who's an agent of SHADE, which is an organization that stands for something. And so Frankenstein is he's kind of a key to this future anyway. But Frankenstein's like, don't worry, I'm here to stop the Flash, and I'm going to reveal my secret weapon. So he unbuttons his shirt and he exposes the fact that Black Canary's head has been surgically implanted into his chest. And she emits her Black Canary scream and vaporizes the Flash.
Put the head in my chest.
That's right, shove the head in my chest.
Like, what?
That is
Now,
bizarre.
I
Like
love...
that her throat must be
connected to his
somehow.
lungs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, and her hair wouldn't rot off or anything. But like, yeah, we keep her, and she's obviously in agony, so like we keep her consciousness too.
Well, then why would she like help him?
Right? Why
by
wouldn't
doing
she
this
Well,
like?
you're just ahead. What else are you gonna do?
I guess she's just along for the ride.
Maybe she's not in agony. Maybe it's more like it's almost like a bagpipe. He just kind of squeezes.
That's
It's
probably
like a
what it
reverse
is.
fart.
So we see some more like windows into this really cool, rich future where like
yeah.
Batgirl is a bat signal, but she's shooting Brother Eye's logo into the sky instead. And look, like there's all
why
the
would
other
she be
Amazonians. Right? Why
it's
would she
cool.
be? Because it's
they're,
like
they're like, no, Batgirl gets to go back to being like Oracle.
right.
Yeah,
I
no,
guess.
she's stuck in one spot.
They're old
she
school
can swivel
fans.
360 degrees. That's it.
But lest you forget or wonder, like, where are the Green Lanterns? Well, hey, how about Jon Stewart?
Okay.
Jon Stewart
Oh.
and Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes. They're running through
Sure.
the sewers. They've been discovered by a few other cyborg versions of their friends, like Booster Gold and Eclipso. And so they fight their way through, but Jaime, unfortunately, is immediately caught and then bug robotified.
That
And
happens
then-
really fast.
And then Jon Stewart runs into Superman Cyborg, who is a totally different body from the other characters, but never mind that. We've improved on Superman's physiology, not that he's completely invulnerable and can fly and has like is basically a solar battery. We gave him a cool robot arm gun.
Yeah, because he didn't have laser vision.
Maybe it funnels his laser vision into a gun.
Oh.
Anyway, he shoots Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart tries to survive.
That's really convenient that they took down Superman.
I know. They
Right.
took down everybody except for Batman. So we run into Amethyst, who's a fun character.
Yeah, she's a sword and sorcery character.
She's basically like a She-Ra type
Yeah.
character. She is the princess of Gemworld,
Yes.
a realm of pretty rocks and other similar princesses of power.
That's cool.
She's cool, and so but now she's like sad and she's just like messed up, and she hooks up with Grifter
Oh,
from the Wildcats.
Man,
Sweet.
Grifter needs his mask.
So they got Superman, but Grifter made it.
Grifter made it.
Well, because he's a wildcat.
I guess he just like hid for a while.
Yeah,
probably.
but thankfully Superman has already assimilated and transformed Jon Stewart. Now his head like shoots out of his torso with like a telescoping robot neck, and they use his Green Lantern powers, which like wouldn't the ring leave? But never mind that.
Yeah, wouldn't it just like
he's
abandon
basically
him?
dead.
Yeah, but it shoots them anyway with Green Lantern energy.
No, I'm not dead. I'm still Jon Stewart.
I'm
I am
undead.
worthy.
It should have turned him into a big mechanical power battery.
Right?
And like trapped
Oh.
the ring inside.
But that would be cool. That would be too cool a design. So
That would require thought.
underneath Wayne Manor, Terry McGinnis is helping Bruce Wayne work on his time machine.
Right, because that's the only way to fix this.
Ba, ba, ba.
Terry, you gotta come back with me. So
When we get this Batcave going 88 miles per hour.
it's
I
great.
see some serious shit.
So
literally.
Terry's like skulking around in the background. He's talking to Bruce about how like Bruce is gonna go back in time, and Bruce has calibrated the time whatever into his suit so that he can go back because he doesn't trust anybody else to do it, least of all Terry.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I can only go back a certain amount of time, and maybe like we'll rip off Quantum Leap, right? I can only go back within my own lifetime. You were born
Okay.
after the apocalypse. I need to go further back
Right.
to stop Brother Eye because I invented Brother Eye. No, it's calibrated to his weight. So Terry can't use it because it only can go back if he weighs as much as Bruce Wayne.
I have an idea.
That's bizarre.
Hand me some rocks and other things. Weigh me down.
Yeah, well, but then who knows? Maybe it's like Indiana Jones and like it's just
No, Terry just has to eat a lot.
right.
I need carbs.
That sounds like BS that Bruce made up so that
Yes.
like
So Terry wouldn't just take
Just
it from him.
Yeah.
not try
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
like oh no, it has to be me because I coded it to my weight for no reason.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
So
Not my genetic code or.
Brother Eye has conveniently enough just discovered Bruce's operations, and they
Oh.
send Batman Incorporated now into robot bodies who are controlled by Brother Eye to attack them. Terry holds his own, but Bruce Wayne gets his arm chopped off by one of the Bat robots, and ultimately he is.
Now he's not the same weight. No.
Oh my God, that's actually a good point. So Terry's like,
Terry has to pick up his arm so that he weighs enough.
yeah.
And he's just like there.
It'll still go back in time. It just won't do it properly.
Oh, I
So
see.
Bruce is like, okay, circumstances of you got to go back in time.
Right.
Go
This
back.
was gonna work the whole time.
Yeah, I thought you said I
Yeah,
couldn't.
but yes. So anyway, go back in time. Don't contact me because that would end the story. So instead, just skulk around in the shadows and defeat Brother Eye on your own. Because if you run into me, I won't believe you, and then I will stop you. Because I'm still awesome, even if I'm dying on the floor in an apocalypse I engineered.
Well, if anyone tells me that I'm gonna create something that ends the world, I'm not gonna believe them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's
Batman.
impossible. So USB align agent of the future.
Exactly.
Stop you.
So Batman, Terry, leaves with the time device, and he is attacked by another cyborg Brother Eye zombie,
Yeah.
Sure.
who is
This bottom does not really work for me. No. The spider bottom was fine.
but this is a
weird-
scorpion tail or something,
or
a lizard tail.
something.
It's like they're like a gorgon.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
But so Plastique, who's a villain, but whatever, she is the cyborg. She attacks Terry. Terry goes onto a rooftop. He calls up Alfred, who is an AI like Jarvis, and he's like, Alfred, I need the coordinates to go back. And so he goes back in time, but winds up bringing the Plastique cyborg robot with him.
Oh.
But
Good.
he-
Now he has evidence.
But he goes back 5 years instead of 7 or 10 or whatever.
Oh.
So he's gone back, but not far enough.
So
He's
it's
gone
already
back.
started?
He's gone back 5 years he's gone back 5 years from now. So 5 years in the future of the New 52 DC universe.
Oh.
So he's too late.
Well, so now we get to see how the world falls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's already in the process of falling. So
Oh.
let's see how it falls
Man,
harder.
and then like Cortana can show like chime in and be like, "This is how the world ended." And then we all get chills because we're like, "Oh,
The
Halo
music's
was
awesome.
great." And then we're like, "Oh, we're reading this."
So we're in
our
Terry's
future,
past
but
and
his
our
past,
future.
yeah.
And Terry's like dicking around. He gets attacked. Plastique wakes back up. She's like, "Rah!" And he finally kills it.
By crushing it in
like
a paper
for
machine.
reals this time.
Yeah. Well, he
Or
just.
hydraulic.
Oh no, he doesn't Sarah Connor it, but he just
Punches it until it's
Yeah. But don't focus too hard on Terry, even though he's been established as the protagonist of the story,
Right.
because we have to introduce 25 more characters who all have some kind of important inherent role in New 52.
Will I care
Future
about
Zone.
any of them?
Nope.
I'm sorry, do you mean new characters?
Well, since it's 5 years in the future, everyone's a new character.
Right.
So-
But it's only 5 years.
Right, but it's a lot of stuff.
Yes,
happens.
but in New 52, World's End, Apocalypse, run by Darkseid,
Yeah.
gets to destroy a world, and he picks Earth 2. Because in the New 52, they were like, okay, so I want Batman to be the first superhero, but that can't happen if Alan Scott exists. So rather than like establish that there were superheroes like in World War I and World War II and whatever, we're going to move those characters over to Earth 2 and tell adventures about them, and they'll also be young and stuff. We don't have to worry about like them being old and explain time travel and crap.
Right.
So that. Then they're like, screw it. How about Darkseid kills all of them? So the world is basically attacked and destroyed by Apocalypse. And so all the New 52 refugees and survivors jump onto like spaceship arcs and just go out into the universe. And what they wind up doing is finding a beacon from Earth, our Earth, and then we invite them in, but the forces of Apocalypse follow them, and then the war that ensues from the invading forces of Apocalypse and the integration of like a third of the population of another planet,
Earth 2?
Earth 2,
Gotcha.
which also has counterparts on this planet,
Right.
basically makes the world and future suck. And so, as a result, all the New 52 Earth 2 refugees are second-class citizens. They're like, you wrecked everything, your bullshit brought apocalypse, your bullshit, like, you made everything harder, and now I got two, insurance agents, and I don't know which one to trust. Like, it's a mess. So, like, they are second-class citizens, and their lives are hard.
Okay.
All right.
In that regard, there's a group of people who run, Cadmus, which is like a genetic research facility,
Yeah.
but it's also a clandestine organization. Well, they have a whole island now, and that's Cadmus Island. And Cadmus Island is run by like a handful of characters that you would never trust, like Deathstroke and King Faraday and whatnot. And so those guys are capturing New 52 Earth 2 people and just like putting them in cells and experimenting on them. But they're keeping it kind of secret.
They couldn't just find another planet?
What are?
No.
What are?
You mean the Earth 2 refugees?
Yeah.
They will.
Oh.
They will. The
What
planet's called Telos in a story
Yeah,
we
it really-
did
really-
called Conversion.
It really works out well for them.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't understand. What are the heroes? What's the Justice League doing? They're just like letting this all go
Well,
down like this?
it all kind of falls apart because of the war. The war, Ethan. Remember the war we don't get to see?
Yeah.
That war ruins everything and sets up this
I
boring
see.
future that we're going to watch.
Are they just going to reference the war?
Yes. And Batman did something to Superman, and that's why Superman's mad at Batman, and they don't team up at all during the story.
We're not going to say what, though.
No. Just trust me, it's hard.
That's a
Plus,
story
it's
for
also New
another
52
time.
versions of those characters, so you're like, I don't even care about the relationship anyway. Because
Yeah, but you will though.
Because everything still happened 5 years ago in the New 52.
Right.
So it's been 10 years. So now would be the time when there would be history for these characters. We don't get to see that. So while that's happening on Earth. Oh, so anyway, there's Cadmus Island.
Yeah.
And that's a mess. So keep that in mind. We'll get to
Right.
that in a minute. Meanwhile, remember in Flashpoint, they established the Wildstorm universe has been folded in.
Yes,
yeah.
that's
We got to
right.
get those Wildstorm
Yeah,
characters
what are
in
we
there.
gonna do with those Wildstorm characters?
Well, there's a cool.
How'd that work out?
Oh, real good. They do really good, important things here. So Stormwatch, this like spacefaring, peacekeeping, protecting team, but Stormwatch, of course, is made up of a bunch of different characters than you would expect. Hawkman's on the team, for example,
Okay. Hey, I know him.
and
Hey,
Midnighter and
I was
Apollo.
gonna say, is that I know? I was like, I know the Midnighter.
And
so.
Midnighter and Apollo. Midnighter and Apollo are gay allegories for Superman and Batman.
Oh.
The idea of those characters were, what if Superman and Batman were just gay?
Okay.
And Midnighter came out to be a really cool character. So one of the other Wildstorm characters, Engineer, is like a robot lady.
Yeah.
And she winds up, Stormwatch winds up like bumping into something that really screws up everything. It's like some kind of machine. And of course you're led to believe that it's Brother Eye or whatever, but it infects Engineer, and then she winds up like screwing up everything, and ultimately the Stormwatch ship kills Apollo and then blows up, seemingly killing everyone from Stormwatch. So
Whoa.
meet Stormwatch, they're all dead.
There they go.
Now,
So basically, the lesson here in this universe is don't do anything, because if you do anything,
Right.
you'll screw something
You'll
up.
break everything.
Okay.
Yep.
don't do anything, just stand
Just
there.
freeze.
Meanwhile, we run into Grifter, because we've already just set the stage
Yeah.
from Stormwatch
Yes.
characters.
Yeah,
But
here we
Grifter's
go,
cool,
Grifter.
because Grifter has like an inherent ability, which is from the Wildstorm universe, where he has a mental ability to spot Daemonites.
Yes.
I know where Daemonites are.
Yes, he does.
Now, because he's been New 52'd, he can also know where Earth 2 people are.
Oh.
So he is an agent to track down and kill dangerous Earth 2 people.
Dangerous Earth 2 people?
How does he know that
Wouldn't
they're
that be
Just
dangerous?
like any
Well,
Earth
like
2
with
people.
superpowers.
Oh. So he's a bad guy.
No, he's a
No,
protagonist, because
yeah.
screw Earth 2 counterparts. But also, like, Grifter's just part of this world that's all messed up. Topsy-turvy, morality's upside down,
He
man.
just shot a 10-year-old girl. There's no way he's a protagonist.
Anyway, so we run into Firestorm, who, hey, we run into, pay attention, this is really important. Firestorm is two
It's two
people,
people, yep. They
who are merged
combine
into one
together and
entity.
become
Ronnie gets to drive because he's cool and dumb, but Rush is the intelligent one who would probably know how to use Firestorm properly, so he has to take a back seat. So he just gets to be like a floating head that says like, don't do that, or
Right.
put these
Do this.
Yeah, put these together and you'll get this.
Right.
And so Raymond is, and Raymond is like an unreliable person.
Right, Rush is like an annoying tutorial in a game.
Yeah, exactly. Raymond, don't forget, that's called a Damonite. Make sure to shoot him with this.
Shut up!
So,
I already know this.
So Raymond is like the guy who doesn't want to do this. He just wants to like get laid and have fun.
Yep.
And Rush is like,
Good
I
for
don't,
him.
I don't want to do this either. I want to get back to like doing work. I don't want to be fired. This sucks.
Right.
So they get a call that things are going down. And
things were going down until Rush started.
I know, yeah. Raymond was about to get some, and Rush's like, "Yo, you didn't answer your phone. We got to become Firestorm and save people." And Rush's like, "Man, I'm always gotta be fun. This sucks." So anyway, he drags ass to get to this emergency, and when they get there, they find the dead body of Oliver Queen, Green Arrow. And so Green Arrow's dead, and for the rest of the story, Raymond will blame himself for dragging ass and not showing up in a punctual amount of time.
To save Green
Will
Arrow.
we get to see someone killing a polar bear? This is what this page promises me.
Yes, it does happen.
Sweet.
I have a problem with this.
Oh.
Well, naturally.
Yeah.
But you are representing the grizzly bear.
You're not a polar bear.
Look.
You're wearing one. You
Yeah.
shouldn't have a problem with it at all.
No, I'm becoming one.
Oh, she's a
She
werebear.
was turning into
Yeah,
a bear.
I'm a
Oh, I
werebear.
see. Yeah. So, but the Firestorm plot is that Raymond then blames himself for it, and he feels really bad about how he let Green Arrow die.
So he
Right, it is real
refuses
sad.
not to be
Firestorm?
separated anymore. He's always Firestorm.
Yes, he's always gonna be Firestorm. He just
So he'll
stays
never be
on.
late.
Well, because he's worried that Rush's gonna tell on him.
Tell on him?
Yeah, so he traps Rush in his body.
Tell who?
Tell the Justice League. Tell the superhero community.
Isn't it kind of dangerous to have him being one of the pallbearers?
For Green Arrow's funeral. Yeah.
I'm just saying, he's like he's an open flame.
Yes, but it's not a traditional fire. You see, Firestorm is more. It's less literal and more figurative.
Oh, okay.
It would
any
actually
event-
burn you.
But it could be literal.
It
if
just
you
looks
want.
like fire.
But it's funny because like even though he still like is trying to keep a lid on that whole thing, like Arsenal still blames him for it.
Oh.
Or
Why,
Red
'cause he got
Arrow.
there,
How
like,
about
right
where
after.
was Arsenal?
Yeah.
Where were you, Arsenal?
Where
When
was
did we-
anyone
when did we
else?
get
Well,
off blaming
Arsenal's like,
anybody?
I'm a dude. I shoot arrows. You can fly and make different things out of different matter.
Yo, so
Like,
why would he blame like Superman? Like, why did he blame Firestorm?
because Firestorm was the last one to get there, I guess. Or he's the only one to
the only
respond.
one, yeah.
He's only shipping
You
range.
should blame the Flash.
He's the
The
only
Flash is
ship
always
in
to
range.
blame.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
The Flash
But
could stop everything.
the point
Yeah.
is, Raymond basically like tools around his Firestorm for like at least a week, if not weeks, and leaves Rush just stuck in the back seat. Meanwhile, also like
Rush has a life, right?
Yeah, and he's just leaving him.
Oh, he's
in
fired.
the oh yeah.
Oh,
His
yeah.
rent is
He
late.
actually winds up not being fired, but he does expect to be fired.
Yeah.
But
That's funny.
But like no, like Firestorm starts like banging broads and stuff.
Has
As
Firestorm?
Firestorm?
And Rush's like, I don't want to be doing this. This is not cool.
Well, you're
I
along
can't
for the
shut my
ride.
eyes.
Yeah.
I'm a mental projection. I'm just here.
You might want to lift the leg though and try. I'm sorry, I'm a perfectionist.
Rush is like, oh no, now I know I'm a voyeur. I'm getting off on this.
Oh, you've awakened things in me, Raymond.
Not only that, but you are a terrible kisser. Use less teeth.
Use zero teeth.
Zero teeth?
What?
Yeah,
No
that's what I
teeth.
mean. Less.
In any
Any
of the
is
love
bad.
makings,
Don't
don't
less.
incorporate the teeth.
Stop.
So anyway,
Stop.
let's check in with Lois Lane. Lois Lane
Yeah, what's
gets
Lois doing?
She's just like writing a story about like how everything sucks. She's covering the Ollie Queen funeral, and she gets a
Wait,
mysterious
who
package.
killed him? Who killed him? We just show up and he's dead. Like, what happened?
There's just some general carnage, some bad
Oh.
stuff takes place.
A bad guy.
He makes it up. He's faked his own death
Why?
Oh.
because Green Arrow has caught wind of what's going on
he
Cadmus Island, and so he needs to create a subterfuge because Green Arrow has teamed up with Red Arrow, his Earth 2 counterpart, and the
Oh.
two of them are building a resistance force on the island where Green Arrow was born. Not born like literally, but like figuratively speaking.
Right.
Where Green
Couldn't he
Arrow
have created
Green
any
Arrow.
other subterfuge?
No, he needs to fake his own
People
death.
has to pretend no, he's dead.
Yeah, people have to stop looking for him.
Right.
No one was
anyone
looking for
looking
him in
for
the first place.
Well, no,
No,
now they
everyone's looking
won't.
for me. I'm
Now they
Green
won't
Arrow.
start. Anyway, so Lois Lane
Green Arrow's
gets
so deadly that
Hang
people
on.
are always trying to get him.
Was
I have
Green
to-
Arrow in some sort of dead-end relationship that he was trying desperately to get out of?
we can only assume. Literally everyone in this book is in a dead-end relationship.
Like literally, it's like he's like, no, this is my only out.
This is the only way out.
This is the only subterfuge. I'll just fake my
I
own
can't
death.
just explain the situation
Nope,
and
I'm
like
just-
break up with her. I have to be dead.
and also I'll do this now too.
So Lois Lane gets a mysterious package which indicates that Green Arrow's still alive, but she doesn't put those pieces together for like 3 volumes. But she finds the tip of a red arrow, a green pyramid, and some coordinates. And it says, Lois, go alone, trust no one. She immediately shares this information with other people. In this new timeline, which is 5 years in our future of the New
Right.
52, instead of Batman making Brother Eye. Batman and Mr. Terrific make Brother Eye.
Ah.
And
Right, this is New 52 Brother Eye. It's a different story.
That's true.
This
Yeah.
timeline's skewed.
Yes, into an alternate New 52
There was
tangent.
no other Brother Eye.
A New 50 tangent.
Yeah.
And Mr. Terrific and Batman basically both developed Brother Eye as a defense satellite,
Okay.
as opposed to a like let's keep an eye on the
Spy on everybody.
superhumans. Although it also does that, and it also keeps track on like Earth 2 people. But
Oh, so there's no change.
no, I mean, but yes. So
But it's also deadly.
well, it
It's
becomes
weapons and
deadly.
stuff, yeah.
It will become deadly.
Oh.
So Mr. Terrific is also going to unveil his new like iPod. Mr. Terrific has these things called T-spheres, which are basically like they can do anything. They're like they're not quite mother boxes because mother boxes is new Genesis technology, but
Right.
they can do anything and they're awesome. But he's inventing a new. He's going to unveil this new technology called U-spheres because they belong to you. They're going to be yours.
It's like the Wii U.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a sphere?
Yeah. Everybody gets. Well, if you can pay. Trying to make money here.
This isn't like an Oprah situation. Like
That's
you
right.
get a sphere and
You get a sphere. Everybody gets a sphere. They're $500 a piece. So
That's not bad if you
I'm
can
just-
do anything.
well, yeah, well, it's
I'd
nebulous
pay
as to what they actually do. I don't.
Sphere, do my taxes!
I mean,
No.
Here's the thing.
Spoiler
If-
alert, I'm sure they control you because Brother Eye like controls them.
What? So,
Yeah.
And they're round
actually,
like an
here's an even
eyeball.
better spoiler about the U-spheres. They do nothing, and they never come up again. So
What?
instead, Batman breaks into Mr. Terrific's facility.
Wait, Batman Beyond.
Batman
Terry.
Beyond, thank you. Yes, Terry goes into Mr.
He's
Terrific's,
Batman.
Yeah, because we don't really see Batman
a
until like
Batman.
literally the third volume.
He's not really beyond anything right now.
He's Batman now.
He's beyond his own comprehension. He's beyond his own depth.
Right.
Because he's a moron. So Batman Terry breaks into Mr. Terrific's facility to try and like stop Brother Eye right there. Mr. Terrific is smarter than him and has better security, so he's immediately booted out of the building. And Mr. Terrific keeps like a surveillance thing on him. So he's like he knows
Terry
what's going
fails
on.
immediately.
Yes.
Right.
And he's like, I got a new plan.
Who is Mr. Terrific? I've never heard of this character.
Really?
Really?
He's a super smart. He's just a super genius.
Okay.
And he's really good with technology. He in
he a
this
good
universe,
guy, bad guy?
He's a
What's
good
he-
guy. We also need to check in with Tim Drake.
Oh yeah, what's Tim Drake doing?
Tim Drake, the Titans died. He was sad. He ditches the Robin mantle, changes his name, becomes Cal, and then moves.
He
and
named himself Cal.
Yeah. But with a C.
Still.
I know. But that's weird because
Batman. Suck it.
I had to name myself Bruce.
Well, I thought
Or
Grayson was
Wayne.
the one who had a thing for Superman.
He does.
But so does Tim Drake.
I
Robin's
guess.
just really digs Superman.
I guess.
Or
Yeah.
they just really
well,
like
Superman
sticking
never
it to
used that as
Batman.
target practice.
Yeah, that's true. So, but in this universe, Tim Drake owns a bar, and he's just trying to like live the quiet life, and
Okay.
he is dating this this really nice person named Madison Payne. Mr. Terrific decides to like broadcast all the information about Batman Beyond breaking into his facility.
Why? To what end?
To flush him out,
Yeah.
make his
Just-
life harder.
Citizens, stop this
So,
guy.
Oh yeah, we're
He's
gonna
a
stop a guy
lunatic
that
and a
looks like
Batman.
Batman.
He'll murder you.
yeah.
Stop it.
So
It's fine. You just go for it, kids.
yeah. So Tim sees it, and he like goes in the opposite direction because it's bats. He's like, no, no, no. And then we run into a few supervillains who are basically tasked with breaking into Terrifitech to steal secrets and whatnot.
They look like
One
they're
of-
up to the challenge.
Oh yeah, one of whom
Why?
is,
They could buy a sphere for $500.
but that hasn't come out yet. So one of them is Plastique, who, as we know, is also a
Oh.
robot corpse.
Correct.
Oh man, she's gonna be upset when she finds her dead body on a roof.
She will. So Grifter gets strong-armed into joining up with King Faraday over on Cadmus Island. So he's tranked and teleported over to the island.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's what happens with him. So eventually, Firestorm / Ronnie finally lets Jason Rush out of the Firestorm body,
Okay.
and Jason's like, "You're a dick and ruined my life," and then basically vows to never become Firestorm again, and they break
Oh.
up.
Can I ask
break up.
really just if this is gonna if there's no I think I know the answer and
please,
it
yeah.
doesn't matter. So he physically goes in there.
But then he's like,
How does he
I guess, like-
eat and poop?
well,
Well, he
because
doesn't need
he's
to because he becomes one body.
yeah, well, because it becomes one body, and because Jason is more or less like, it's more like his physical form is altered because of the chemical composition of Firestorm. So he's like, and more like an entity that can be reconstituted through the power of Firestorm when they separate. So it's like it's like his spirit is in there, but if you could physically transform your body into a spirit that is trapped in your body.
So your body disappears.
Because it's not even like it's Ronnie's real body. It's more like, but it's also not a hodgepodge of Jason and Ronnie. You know what I mean?
No.
Right.
But it's like
becomes
a
something
new
else.
body. It's
like
something
a
else.
Fused. It probably doesn't even need to eat. Firestorm probably doesn't.
No.
He's a nuclear reactor.
Exactly. He's always on.
Yeah.
So,
But then why wouldn't they both be in there? Like,
Yeah,
because
like
someone
why-
needs to drive.
Because only
that's the
one can
conceit of that
only one
character.
consciousness can control it for some reason.
but shouldn't he be able to like bomb in every once in a while and be like, hey,
Shouldn't
man.
it be like left brain, right brain? Like each one
that'd
gets
be
like a
control
Jaeger?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
gotta work together.
They
That's-
work together, and if they don't, it just explodes.
That'd be awesome.
It's shocking that they don't do anything with that since it's New 52 and we can do anything.
Yeah.
So Jason goes and begs Dr. Yamazaki to let him not be fired, and he's like, "Good thing you're a super genius, and I am doing something really important. So never mind, you're fine." So
You were gone for a week or
right,
two?
exactly.
Where
I
did
had
you
no
go?
idea.
Who is Dr. Yamazaki? He is developing teleportation technology. He hates and resents the superheroes because of his family being killed during the World's End fiasco, or the war.
Is
Right.
he
Oh, the
part-
war.
Is he going to be a part of the brother eye problem?
I mean, kind of.
Okay.
But like, more or less, his problem is he hates superheroes. He's secretly a bad guy. He's resentful of the fact that the Justice League like uses teleportation technology, but like
Won't share it.
won't
with the
share it,
world.
and which
Yeah.
we brought up actually on the show
Yeah, we
before.
did.
But Yamazaki has that problem exactly. So he's like, "We're gonna stick it to the superheroes, aren't we, Jason?" And Jason's like, "I kind of technically am a superhero, but moving on."
I'm not going to say that to you.
No, exactly. Constantine has a subplot
Yeah.
where he's investigating. Constantine has a subplot where he is investigating crop circles.
But this is like crummy
Ooh.
Constantine.
Yes, it's crummy, New 52, not Vertigo. I guess he still smokes, so it's kind of still
think,
edgy.
and like he lives in America, and
Yes.
like it's just like it.
He
really
sucks
is
in this
not-
book.
Those are just Brainiac circles.
Oh, what? It should take you 3 volumes to figure that out. Ray Palmer and a couple of superheroes like Frankenstein team up to go look for Stormwatch.
I'm sorry, Frankenstein has a mohawk and he's in space now?
Yeah, he's badass. He teams up with Ray Palmer, and they get into like a special super spaceship that uses Palmer's miniaturization technology and has access to the Phantom Zone. So they can pass through the Phantom Zone, but they gotta like fight Phantom Zone projections of like bad guys who have been
So
trapped
it's probably
there.
not a good idea to go there.
No, but as long as we go fast enough, we'll be okay. We also established that Black Adam, a Shazam villain,
Yeah.
has been somehow sent to the Phantom Zone by Superman. Superman is also altered by the war and the 5 years in the future. He is dark and brooding, and he wears a mask now, and he's more violent, and he also says like bad words like crap and damn.
This is almost like Injustice.
Yeah, it is, but way more convoluted and stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like just him going bad. I
Yeah,
guess.
him being edgy and
Yeah.
not
So
cool.
Ronnie
He's
Raymond
not a
wants
bad guy though, right? He's just more
No, he's
harsh.
just more harsh. Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And don't forget, New 52, Superman and Lois have never been together and will never be together.
Right.
Right.
So, but they are connected. They are like friends,
They're
super best
BFFs.
friends.
Yeah.
And but Lois is like, oh, there's something going on with Superman. He's being really, really mean. Raymond goes to Drake's bar, hits on Madison. Tim kicks his ass. Lois Lane is like investigating Cal. She knows immediately that he's Robin, or formerly Red Robin.
Right.
And Cal's like, don't tell everybody that I'm Robin, please.
Right.
I'm really, I got a good thing going here. My girlfriend is really, really, really uptight about people lying to her because her dad like sold weapons during the war, and it's like a real problem.
And it's all I've done to her since we met.
Right.
She
I
literally my
fundamentally lied
name.
about everything I am.
Everything I am is a lie to
Okay.
her.
When you said he wore a mask, I thought it was like a domino mask, not like a like
Like a ski mask.
Cobra
Like a
leader.
Cobra
Like
commander
does.
mask.
I don't know. Like that's.
That's horrible.
It's like he's like I'm Rinsler.
Talking to me, he looks. He's the Rinsler of the New 52.
I don't want him to be the Rinsler of the New 50s.
well, he is.
So Rinsler Superman tells King Faraday, who's like skulking in the shadows, he's like, "Oh, Lois Lane might be part of my plans," and Superman's like, "No, she's not." Faraday's like, "Fair enough."
To me, he
Oh,
says,
okay.
no, she's not.
You fools! So Ray Palmer and his plucky band, which includes Amethyst, by the way,
Oh, really? Okay.
who's also like still scarred.
Okay.
So something happened to her during the war.
Oh, the war.
And you know what the war is with Amethyst? Gem World was invaded by Apocalypse.
Okay.
Why would
as well.
Why would Apocalypse care?
Because they're like
Too pretty.
They're like, well, I mean, we already messed up Earth 2. We're coming to Earth Prime. Why don't we also mess up Gem World?
Yeah, it's on
So
the
they
way.
do. And it's connected to Constantine because basically Gem World sends like a beacon. They beg for help.
Yeah.
And Constantine's like, no problem. And then he basically just like sends a whole bunch of parademons there and then seals the door.
What?
He's like, there. Now the parademons can stay there and not bother this world.
Okay, that is a pretty standard style Constantine movie.
Really?
Yeah. He will screw over if you hire him to help him, he will, but probably at the expense of somebody else.
He is a good guy at heart, but like
Right.
he would in this instance, in this version of him, I
Yeah.
could see him going like, it's the needs of the many.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
I
and,
gotta
we're,
save the
and
whole
we're the
world.
many.
But
Yeah.
a bad guy
And they
according
don't
to the
count 'cause
law.
they're friends.
Right, or
They're not even
anyone's
human,
morality.
so-
He's like, I don't live on Gem World.
Yeah.
No.
None of my stuff is
So-
there.
Right. None of my stuff is there. Nobody I care about's there. Peace, Gem World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that happens.
Hi, I'm Amethyst from Gemworld. Ooh.
Lois talks to Madison and basically reveals that like Tim's lying to her all the time, and she's like, "Ooh, I don't
Why
like
would
that."
she do that?
Lois is a real dick.
So
and-
hang on. So far Lois has been like trust no one, tell no one. Immediately tells people about the note that she finds.
Yep.
Hey, don't tell anybody I'm Robin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
gonna-
will.
I'm gonna
Okay,
do
no
that.
problem.
Oh yeah,
I'm
she
gonna tell
meets Superman. She
the one
finds out it's
person.
not really Superman. She immediately reports it. And it's like the front page of the Daily Planet.
Hey, that
Wait, it's
little
not
girl
really
that Tim
Superman?
shot, or that Grifter shot is there again.
Yes.
Is she
Meanwhile,
Deathstroke's daughter?
she is de facto Deathstroke's daughter. The idea is that like Deathstroke is like part of the machinations of Cadmus Island. This is a character who like respects Deathstroke and considers to be his sidekick more or less. She's a little girl. Her name is 50 Sue.
Oh, what? She's like the
the
Natalie
key to
Portman
everything?
to
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Deathstroke's the professional.
yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, except also
Who names
so
her kid 50?
because she's a
wrong with
genetic
you?
freak that was made by Cadmus. She's the result of like 52 different genetic structures that were put together to make one person.
Damn.
And oh no, Deathstroke knew the whole time. And 52 finds out, and she's really mad. 50 Sue also can do anything, and she's also like a god.
She's a god?
She's practically a god.
Super powerful.
She can literally do anything.
can
Is
change
is she
reality
a
and
Deus
stuff.
Ex Machina?
She's a Mary Sue. Get it?
No.
No, I told you.
No.
Amethyst is coming up.
Not going
So
anywhere.
And more Constantine.
I don't want that.
yeah. So Batman gets jumped by Mr. Terrific's T-spheres and whatnot, because Batman Beyond is like, I'm gonna kick the shit out of Mr. Terrific and just tell him to not make Brother Riot stuff.
I love the fact that he put on a disguise, but he's still
Still
has
wearing the
mask.
Batman suit underneath.
Like,
Well, I'm nothing without this.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
he kicks Terrific in the face. Terrific immediately hands him his ass, and then he just bails. Meanwhile, by the way, Terry has also been disguised as like a homeless person, and he's pushing a cart. In the cart is the corpse of Brother Eye Plastique.
Why would you keep that
I
with
don't
you?
know what to do with it. I panicked.
It can't fall in the wrong
I
hands.
was-
Also, I'm a moron. I'm not supposed to be here. So
Find an incinerator.
he leaves it there, and Terrific keeps it, and of course uses it a la Terminator.
Yeah.
And
oh,
Plastique,
he's like Miles Dyson.
he's Miles Dyson.
Damn.
And Plastique sees it, and she's like, "Oh crap,
That's
Yep.
me.
that's me.
I'm awesome.
I'm in this. I'm in this story.
I'm important. To a
Me,
book.
Plastique."
I never imagined myself with a tail, but no, I can get behind this.
I look good.
I maintained it.
You know, tails are very slimming.
So anyway, Yamazaki tries to like test the teleporter, blows up. It doesn't work. He's like, "Oh, this sets me back a couple of weeks." So
A couple weeks.
yeah, because he immediately gets back to work and he almost works. So he leaves, and then Superman shows up, and he's like, What are you doing,
Is
Jason?"
it Superman?
What?
Is it not Superman
It's
because
not
he's wearing
Superman.
a mask?
Yeah.
Well, you said
obviously.
before that Lois finds out it's not
It's
Superman.
not Superman.
I
Oh,
wondered
I'm
what
sorry.
But he's like-
I didn't pay attention to that.
No, but he's like, "Listen, Jason,
said it offhanded.
we need Firestorm. He's the key to all this."
What?
He's not. And
Yeah, no.
he's the emotional arc of the story.
Or if this was a book, you would be really important. To
Because
the
like
readers,
we need
not
you
to what
be
happens.
we need you to be Firestorm, and he's like, "I'm not going to be Firestorm." He's like, "Well, it's too bad," and then he leaves.
So
Well, you
wait,
really should be.
Frankenstein gets his arm chopped off, and he winds up.
How is that a detriment?
Well, 'cause-
you just sew it back on.
Well, yeah, but he lost it because it was in the Phantom Zone.
Aw.
So they go back to the ship. They retrieve the body of a bunch of their lost and dead comrades, including Hawkman. And Ray Palmer's like, "Well, I'll just chop off Hawkman's arm and attach it to Frankenstein."
There
you
you
go.
go.
You're welcome.
Hold on.
Yep.
Don't they have anything like medical equipment or?
Yeah, he uses it to attach it to
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
well, then why does he use a sword?
because Hawkman is strong and he has nth metal infused in his blood.
Also,
So you
I've
gotta
always
use
wanted
it.
to do this.
Use a
Ah!
weapon. You
Well,
can't
he
use like a
uses
surgical
amethyst
saw.
sword, so you know.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, okay. Which is, I guess, also infused with some sort of nth metal
I mean, according to
got
Dark Knight's
diamonds
metal,
on it or
probably.
or
something.
Batmanium.
Or Batmanium. So anyway, he attaches Hawkman's arm to Frankenstein, which then infuses nth metal into Frankenstein, which makes him the perfect candidate to become the thing that he will become when he gets Black Canary's head.
Seeing how it all happens.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Because Black
Hawkman...
Canary's head also has nth metal in it.
I really wanted to know how her head got in there.
We don't find out.
He ate her.
It's got something to do.
She
And
came
then
out
she
the
just
front.
blasted out the front.
Well, he ate her, but she was still alive, so she started chewing her way out. And she was
Yeah,
being
she just
digested.
screamed.
right.
Yeah, and it
Blew
blew
a hole.
And yeah.
So
And he was like, this could work.
So Hawkman wakes up
like
and he's
it.
like, "Why'd you chop off my arm, you dicks?" And they're like, "Oh, we thought you were dead." And he's
No,
like,
I was in my hawk.
"I was in my hawk coma." Yeah, my
like,
healing coma.
He's like, I went into my nest.
Thanagarians and Kryptonians have sleeping comas. Mine's called the coop. So, but the nth metal within Hawkman allows him to grow an arm anyway, so no harm, no foul.
Ah,
What?
foul.
Lol. So,
Birds.
So Deathstroke and 50 Sue reveal to Grifter that they're keeping...
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What? Oh, yeah, Mr. Miracle's from Earth 2 in this.
In New 52.
Yeah.
Or that's his his Earth 2 version.
Yeah.
Or
whatever. Mr. Miracle can leave. He comes and goes as he pleases. He makes them think that he can... that he's under lock and key.
Okay, because
no.
I'm gonna have a big question later on for you, and I don't know if this is something you want to answer right now.
About New Genesis and Apocalypse and whether it's outside. It's
Yes.
supposed to be.
Okay.
It's supposed to be. That's why it can kill Earth 2. and
That's
also
what
come
I'm
here.
saying.
Oh no, but listen, New 52 ruined everything about that because when the Justice League is formed, they fight Darkseid and he does not remember anything about the past, and he has a different costume, and he is also like a monosyllabic grunting moron.
Right, so then that establishes really that just the Endless exist outside of it,
Yes.
supposedly.
Only the Endless, and even then, maybe
not.
I don't even
anyway,
know
they're
what
showing-
you guys just said.
So anyway, they're showing Grifter how like cool their little base is and how they're kicking ass and taking names, and Grifter's like cool, and they're like,
I think
we
Grifter
can...
like sings his own theme song every once in a while.
Yeah, he's like Wildcats. Anybody remember that? No.
No?
Damn it.
Just me?
This is New 52, man. I
Wild
don't
me.
remember shit.
Wild me.
Yeah. Voodoo is
yeah.
also in this book, but she dies.
What?
Yeah.
Aw.
She's unceremoniously murdered, but anyway,
Does Plastique just like not get over it
having
Seeing
like
herself?
a robot counterpart, she
and seeing yourself dead?
she willingly joins up with Batman Beyond in order to stop the future.
I know
Cool.
you had me in a cart, but
Yeah.
I guess you're my only hope.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Lois figures out who Superman is. We'll get to that in a minute. Grifter, blah blah blah.
Oh my God, you're Clark Kent.
Yeah, exactly. I
It's just
figured it out.
glasses.
What
They're not
glasses?
even real. You don't need them.
I'm an idiot.
Yes.
Frankenstein and his team and Vanithist and whatnot team up with the surviving members of Stormwatch, and they're all like, okay, well, let's leave. But then their ship goes down and it crash lands, and they're totally screwed. And oh no, what's going to
no.
happen to them?
What is
don't
that?
know.
What did they crash land on? There's a huge wall?
Yeah, well, it looks like a divot, like a hole.
It's a satellite dish,
It's the Golden Eye.
right? Yeah. For England, Frankenstein.
No, for me. So they land on an uncharted planet in the furthest reaches of space,
Oh.
where they are attacked by Brainiac robots. They try to bury the lead, but they use Brainiac's logo, so F you.
And it's like green, like they've got green
Yeah,
word
no.
bubbles. Like
It's just Brainiac is basically like taking over everything. And of course it also influenced the engineer, the robot person that's near them. and
Right.
She's like screwing things up too.
Sal, you're reading way too much into it. It's not Brainiac logos. All of those things have little predators that are
Yeah, it's the
targeting
Predator.
them,
That'd be
but
way
they're
better.
constantly targeting them always.
So, by the way, the nth metal within Hawkman's arm, it's like screwing up Frankenstein, and it's like making him like bleed and stuff. So like when he gets attacked by the Brainiacs, he actually finds like he's bleeding human blood, and he's like, oh no, I'm not an unstoppable killing machine anymore. So
it's like you're making me bleed my own blood.
Nobody makes me bleed my
do
own.
that.
Michelle.
So let's cut back to the future. 35 years in the future.
Oh.
Why?
What's happening
Because
there?
it shouldn't exist.
Because
Well-
we need to hook everybody before this volume's over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're only halfway through this first volume.
Dear God.
But
Oh God, Black Canary's face is melting.
oh yeah, no, it gets like this is a different artist from the first story, so they
he just
didn't
drew it
know.
different.
He just drew it different. Brother Eye kept the Joker a prisoner and didn't turn him into a robot at all. and has been keeping him alive.
Was he afraid it would somehow infect Brother Eye?
No, that would be interesting. Instead, they bring him like to an operating room.
It
and
should.
and the Joker's
Thank you.
like, great, now you're gonna cut out all my crazy and make me one of your stupid robots. This sucks. And then he sees that they have Batman on an operating table, and he just cackles with laughter. And it turns out that like they've stolen Batman's time travel technology, and they're going to surgically implant the Joker's face onto the back of Batman's head, and then send him as a mindless drone into the past to kill Terry McGinnis and stop them from Skynetting them.
Why do they need the Joker's face to do
Thought
that?
it'd be funny.
Brother I thought it would be funny.
Just a little FU to Batman, to his father. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah.
Because Brother I is like
A
vindictive.
vindictive,
and,
like cold, unfeeling monster.
So let me
with a sense of humor.
let me try to cut to the heart of this here.
Mm-hmm.
The writer, or Azzarello.
Well, there's so many. There's Lemire writes this. Jurgens
Okay.
is working on it.
The
Azzarello.
writers, because okay.
You'll notice that
thought-
Keith Giffen's name is on this.
Yeah, somebody here thought that would be a really cool scene.
Yes.
I just want to see
Yeah.
Batman have the Joker's head
Yep.
on the back of him. I just saw Harry Potter.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
why would that
First
ever
one.
happen?
Right.
And it doesn't matter. I just want
Right.
to see that. Like when Quirrell reveals he's got Voldemort on the back of his head, that's like Batman and the Joker. Draw it.
That'd be cool. and
Sweet.
it's not, and it sucks, and it's boring. So
It actually happens?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what he's
I
talking
thought
about.
that
Yeah.
was just a plan.
No, and then
It
they
doesn't
send
happen.
Oh,
no,
and then- but then
they
they
send
do.
him into
Oh,
the past,
God
and
damn it.
it's dumb. We also established that Mr. Terrific is more or less like communicating with what he believes to be Brother Eye, and Brother Eye's like helping him and guiding him, and oh no, turns out it's actually not Brother Eye, it's Brainiac.
Yeah.
Oh.
Of course it
Who's
is.
sowing the seeds of mankind's, well, not even mankind's destruction. He just wants to take a city. So anyway,
He just wants a city.
he just wants New York.
So he engineers the destruction of the entire world to take one city.
Well,
Why does he want the city?
It's
nobody said it
more or
was a
less
good
unrelated. Like Brother Eye's doing its own thing. Brainiac's like, I am eternal. I'm part of everything. Like I'm older than this. I remember. He's actually more of like a new god or an endless than any of the endless or new gods because he remembers like pre-Flashpoint and the multiverse and everything. And by the way, he didn't before. This is a retcon. There's a New 52 version of Brainiac where Brainiac is actually like enduring and forever and remembers everything.
Okay.
But Brainiac's doing his own thing. And he's just using Brother Eye in order
I
to
see.
facilitate it.
Okay, he'd be more of an endless than the endless.
Well,
Just
just-
they don't even show up.
It's just that the Endless could do
man.
it, and he does.
So the
Yeah.
entire part with Mr. Terrific is actually unrelated to what ultimately happens with Brother Eye.
Yes.
Dear God. It's just stuck in the middle of this book.
It's like another.
Yes.
It's just they just wanted you to read that.
Well, they want to sow the seeds of convergence
Yep.
in this story.
Which is weird because like the theory had always been that Convergence was a stopgap for the move from New York to Burbank for DC Comics, but apparently they've been planning Convergence at least for the. By the way, this is a
Yeah.
weekly series. This came out once a week, every book. For
That's a
features.
lot.
It's too much.
So hang on.
Because 52 worked. 52 was the first time they tried that because
Yeah.
it's 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
And then they were like, that works so well, let's name everything 52. And because it worked so well, they also made World's End a weekly series, and this a weekly series. They at least didn't do that with Convergence. But remember the Stormwatch Shade
Yeah.
team?
Yeah.
They find the heart of Brainiac, and they're like, oh crap, like Brainiac.
He's in space somewhere.
Brainiac's
is
in
that,
space, and he's
is
coming.
that Engineer?
Engineer has now been part
Brainiac's
of the
coming
collective.
in.
Right now she's his bride.
It's not even
Like
that.
the Frankenstein
That'd be
thing.
cool,
See,
but
no.
nope, they don't do that.
That would not be
So
cool. That wouldn't make any sense.
Instead, no, it's just because she's near Brainiac. If they take her a little further away, she gets disconnected and she's back to being.
Oh, okay. Well, his Wi-Fi signal isn't that great.
It's not. Yeah, he doesn't have a booster on it.
He's got to get a hotspot or something. I don't
Yes.
know.
Lois Lane, by the way.
That's why
like-
he needs the T-spheres.
Yeah.
What?
Mr. Terrific's little spheres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be little boosters.
Oh, I
Wi-Fi
see.
signals. Everyone's going to have them.
Use spheres. I'm about to lose my place. I'm trying to remember the hell
Oh,
I
okay,
am.
okay.
But Lois. Oh, at some point or another, Lois goes to the coordinates. She charters a plane, checks it out. There's nothing. There's just.
She finally
ocean.
decides she should do something.
Well, she's been doing things throughout the book. She's annoying Tim
Tim
Drake.
Drake.
She's
Yep.
annoying Superman. She's so she annoys this pilot and goes to this like seemingly nowhere zone in the middle of the ocean, and that's where Cadmus Island is, of course, but it's obscured by like a field. So she sees nothing, and then she's like, "Okay, well, turn me around. I'll go back to the mainland. Never mind."
Oh.
Eventually, she like realizes that she was duped. She thinks that she should bring Cal, which is why she bothers him, or Tim Drake. Tim's like, no, I'm not going to help you. She's like, okay. so she doesn't. Meanwhile, Constantine was on a mission to find Superman, and he does.
And
real
And
Superman.
he kind of looks like Keanu Reeves.
Big time.
Yeah. So he's retired.
Yeah, Superman lives in Africa, and he's just trying to live a simple life helping people there.
So it's Kingdom Come. He's just
No.
like, I'm stepping away from the superhero thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm doing manual labor.
You don't know what Batman did to me. And neither does anyone else.
Right.
Nor
so-
will we? Like, we never find out.
You
Right?
don't know what Magog did
Nope.
to me.
Meanwhile, Lois is being rescued by Superman, and Rampage is going to get the upper hand on Superman, so he's getting his ass kicked, and then, of course, Superman shouts out Shazam and reverts back to Billy Batson,
So,
and it's revealed
this
that
is-
Captain Marvel / Shazam
Yeah.
was Superman the entire time.
Of course.
What?
That's why they would like even mention Black Adam.
Yes, that's why
Black
Shazam
Adam is-
sent Black Adam to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, because he had access to it.
And basically the idea was that Shazam was like, there needs to be a Superman. Like, we need a Superman. No one's going to be inspired by Shazam. So I'll adopt the Superman persona because Superman disappeared, and he went to Africa apparently, and Constantine's like, you need to come back.
Okay.
Everything's connected.
That's
The
what-
crop circles
yeah.
I'm investigating, it's involved with you. So Big Barda and her team wind up going to the Oliver Queen Island, and they find Oliver Queen alive and his Earth 2 counterpart Red Arrow, and they are about to amass an army to invade Cadmus Island to free the New 52 Earth 2 prisoners.
yeah.
Meanwhile, on Cadmus Island, it is being protected by Power Girl, who is seemingly under the mental influence of the artificial intelligence system that they have put in place to protect them, which is, of course, Brother Eye. 50 Sue finds out about Brother Eye and winds up communicating with it. And Brother Eye's like, what up? I'm going to kill all of you. And she's like, I'll make a deal with you. If you let me, Deathstroke, and my friends, one of the research scientists is a counterpart version of Lana Lang.
Okay.
So Lana gets to go with them.
Oh.
And she's like, if you let them live, I will like leave you alone or let you do what you're going to do, you know, that kind of thing. Because I don't care. This is all the game to me. I could literally end the book right now, but I won't because I'm a sociopath.
Okay. Which is why she probably likes Deathstroke.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Meanwhile, beneath Terrifictech, Batman Beyond and Plastique and her like merry band of bad guys are going to break in and basically try to do what Terry McGinnis is too ineffectual to be able to do.
Oh, they're her entourage.
Yes.
Nice.
So they break in, they immediately get defeated, and then they have to leave. Only Plastique and Terry escape. The other two are left behind. Terrific interrogates them and discovers that they were actually hired by Bruce Wayne to investigate and break into Terrifictech. That's the big reveal.
I'm sorry. So Bruce Wayne didn't hire Shell Corporation?
Nope, it was just him. Just Bruce Wayne.
Have we seen Bruce Wayne this entire book?
No. Lois confronts Shazam Superman.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen, don't tell everybody that I'm Shazam. It'll screw everything up. And she's like, okay. She tells everyone that he's Shazam, and it's a front page headline.
Jesus Christ.
It doesn't really affect anything or change anything at all.
Okay. She doesn't ruin the world.
No, but she easily could have.
Uh-huh.
Or at the very least, like, she doesn't care.
She should have thought about what might happen.
Exactly.
But she didn't. Moving on.
She's like, every time someone has told me not to run a story,
Yeah.
I do the
I just
opposite.
have to tell
That's
the
how I
truth.
get my career.
That's right.
Man,
So,
that's an image I've never wanted to see.
the Joker being surgically attached to Batman's head.
Yeah.
So, 50 Sue, because Deathstroke
50
and the rest of
Sue,
the
yeah.
team are trying to, like, basically escape the island and get away because it's, like, become a madhouse.
Is 50 Sue spelled T-S?
No, it's just
like
S-U-E.
Sue? Oh, okay.
No, someone calls her Susan at some point.
Ah.
We also check back in with the future and reveal that Mr. Terrific is still alive and basically left as a prisoner in New York City's Flatiron Building by Brother Eye.
Ah.
And
Why?
it's supposed to parallel like the 5 years in the future, 30 years in the past or whatever. Mr. Terrific, who's communicating with seemingly Brother Eye, but it's actually Brainiac secretly. You know what I mean? Like Terrific's like talking to this sentient
Right.
Right.
AI, and then in the future he's still talking to a sentient AI,
Right, so
and he's
you
all like
think it's the
isolated.
same one, but it's actually not.
Exactly.
Ah.
But basically, Brother Eye in the future tells Mr. Terrific, like, I'm going to make you proud and and ruin everything and blah blah blah. Because like I'm making order out of death and destruction and blah blah blah. And I ruined Bruce Wayne and I extracted the information about time travel and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna make you proud of me by fulfilling my prophecy of order and destruction.
Right.
I cannot stand that every time Brother Eye mentions itself, it's spelled I.
EYE.
Yeah.
When he says the word
I,
he spells it with EYE every time.
So he considers Mr. Terrific his creator?
Yeah, well, one of his creators.
One of his creators.
Bruce Wayne's the other one.
That's right, because
But
Bruce
Bruce
Wayne
keeps
did
fighting
help him. Yeah.
And Mr. Terrific broke, so he's like, oh, well, you're fine. You let me do whatever I want.
Okay.
You need both sides of the parenting to make this work. Come on,
True,
guys.
but they never reconcile and they just send him back. Cal/Tim decides he's going to tell Madison who he really is. He's like, I've been lying to you. I feel really bad.
Lois is going to tell you anyway.
Lois is going to screw this up, so I was Tim Drake, Red Robin. She's like, you've been lying to me? She dumps him, she leaves.
Yep.
Well, at least he did it.
Oh, I thought Lois
Lesson
did
learned,
it.
everybody.
No,
always
he did
keep lying.
Oh, okay. Is that a female red tornado?
It's Lois Lane from Earth 2.
Ah.
She becomes Red Tornado.
Oh.
She dies on Cadmus Island. Lois finds her for a second, and she's like, click, I'm you. And then she leaves.
But you're a dirty Earth 2er, so I don't really care.
So get out of here.
Right?
Your death is meaningless to me.
I'm going to write a story about you.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm not. I don't care that much.
Right. Well, it doesn't ruin anyone's life but my own, so I'm not going to write a story about
Yeah.
it.
Doesn't ruin mine. Ruins those dirty Earth tours.
Yeah.
So,
not
tours.
even
That's,
from
that's like
around
the
here.
slur.
Yeah.
Tour. Lois, drops the bomb on Superman, which makes Yamazaki be like, this is bullshit, this is crap, I can't believe superheroes have been lying to us all this time. It's like, you've been developing technology behind their backs and you've been wringing your hands and drawing circles with slashes through all the faces of the superheroes in the area. Like, screw you.
And like coloring all their eyes out of pictures creepily.
Exactly. And he's like, I don't even think that you want me to develop this technology. And Jason's like, Jesus Christ, dude, whatever.
Jason's like, I've made some mistakes.
Yes. So, Batman Beyond and Plastique develop a kind of like cute little relationship.
Okay.
But because it's Terry McGinnis from a future where Brother Eye wrecked everything, he never met Dana or Max.
Oh, so it's fine.
So he's never been with anybody in his life. So he's more Kyle Reese than ever before.
Oh.
So later he's going to kiss Plastique and he's like, I've never done this before. And you're like, silly.
Ugh.
So the Shade and so much people face off against like crazy Brainiac, but they've got an ace up their sleeve because they use the Phantom Drive or the Phantom Zone generator thingy to tap into the Phantom Zone and release Black Adam. So they like unleash Black Adam on Brainiac.
Black Adam's like, all right, hang on. I gotta go back to Earth and punch somebody.
I know you let me out, but give me a minute.
But let's do this.
So this seemingly has nothing to do with the story happening on Earth.
No, these guys are finding out about the real plot. Frankenstein and Black
Right.
Adam. And
Wait, is that
the
honestly
engineer.
the real plot? Because I thought
the
the
real
real
plot
plot
is-
was to stop the destruction of the future.
That's the one that got you to read the book, but really want to sow the seeds for this convergence thing and about how like what a big crazy
but
threat
you called it
Brainiac is.
Future's End.
Yeah, we're ending some
Yeah.
futures.
And that will happen.
Mainly this future.
But,
Yeah.
well, before that happens, we got to find out what's going on with Brainiac.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care.
Yeah, well,
I don't-
it's intrinsically tied in.
Anyway, so
Kinda.
they.
Why does Black Adam care?
Right, well, he's just
Well-
looking to punch somebody. So
Yeah.
they
He's got a lot of pent-up frustration.
It's true. So they
Yeah, you're not allowed to masturbate in the Phantom Zone.
No, you're just a spirit. You can't touch yourself. So like, Black Adam and the team like escape Brainiac. Black Adam kicks the crap out of some like
guys.
Brainiac drones. But the further away they brought the engineer away from Brainiac, the more she becomes like herself.
Right.
So engineer's free, and so they're like, we gotta leave. Like we know that Brainiac's coming for Earth.
Right.
So we gotta go home and warn them, because like we don't know that there's actually a real like another threat that's dealing with Earth.
Sure.
Okay, what's Wonder
that-
Woman doing? I saw Wonder Woman.
She's
for a
talking
That's
to
second.
Wonder
Mr.
Woman's daughter.
Well, she's talking to Mr. Miracle.
Doesn't matter. There's a subplot about like Constantine and his little team of like Tommy and Midge and everybody else. A big stupid clear robot shows up that
Clear?
attacks. You can see like his circuitry. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's translucent.
Fair enough. Good point. Fair enough.
Transparent.
So he attacks them. He kills Tommy immediately, but he like messes with Midge.
Tommy, no!
I know, poor Tommy. We barely knew ye. But then the attack on the death of Tommy and the attack on Midge and Constantine's ineffectualness makes Superman spring into action and kick the crap out of the robot.
Is Tommy a Constantine character?
I feel like he is.
I think so.
But it's 5 years later, so it's okay if we kill him.
So Superman finally gives a shit.
Yes. Yes. He's woken out of his funk.
And hey, it wasn't Lois Lane that did it.
No.
Well, because she doesn't mean anything to him.
Exactly, because she's just some lady.
She's just some chick who likes to write about
what
him.
happened. Bruce slept with Lois.
He doesn't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it doesn't come up.
They're like, what? No.
No,
Like,
that's
they
what
don't
happened.
ever tell you like what happens between Superman and Bruce?
No.
Oh my god.
So Superman fights the robot, and
Right.
he like kicks
This
the crap
robot
out of
that we
that.
don't know where it came from, right?
And they save Midge seemingly, but it turns out that Midge now, like because she's been messed with this robot, she becomes kind of like a zealot to Brainiac. And so she doesn't really help or do anything, but she doesn't hinder them either. She's kind of like, oh, Brainiac! And they're like, what is her problem?
She's like his #1 fan.
Yeah. So meanwhile, Ronnie goes to Jason, and he's like, we need to be Firestorm again. I'm sorry I was a dick. I mean,
Okay.
like, and you know what? The truth is, like, I'm a bad guy. Like, all I liked about being Firestorm was being adored by chicks and having cool powers. But I've learned now that it matters, and being a superhero is not about that.
Right.
And Jason's like, go away. I don't want to be Firestorm anymore. And
I
Ryan's
also
like,
don't
I've
trust
moved
you.
on from Firestorm.
and Ryan's like, damn. And then Dr. Yamazaki's like, oh, Jason, you were Firestorm. You're the thing I hate. And now I can never trust you again.
So he's got superheroes with crosses through their heads. Are those superheroes who've been taken off the board?
No!
Oh,
He just
Those are
does,
superheroes he doesn't like.
He's just mad.
that's really funny.
I just don't like you.
Right. Now, if you're going to, like, enact revenge on them, how will you know you've defeated them? We put another line up?
No,
Yeah.
then they're
I'll just take their picture down.
That sucks. He also like used paint.
Right, because it's
Why
drippy.
is it
Dripping?
drippy?
Maybe it's his own blood.
Hey, there's Cyborg.
Well,
even though
that's
we haven't seen him in
creepy.
this book.
Yeah, we won't.
We,
Yeah, what-
wait,
I was
hang
gonna
on.
say,
We
what-
don't see Cyborg in a book about robots.
No.
What about
Okay.
Flash?
I
What
can
about like
fix all
any
of
character
this.
I've ever freaking heard of?
I know.
Well, Flash
So-
could fix this because he can time travel.
I know. We can't have him. He has to be dead or something.
Yeah. So,
Oh, Terry, you didn't travel enough into the past. Hang on.
so Yamazaki fires Jason, and then Madison shows up because she's actually going to school with Jason.
What?
And she's looking for him, and she knows that he works here.
That's convenient.
She's looking for him
Yeah.
because she's gonna cheat on Cal.
Well, they broke up.
They broke up. It's not cheating. It's totally
She's
play.
on the
Then it's a
rebound.
revenge
She's
bang.
not
Whatever.
looking to bang him. She just wants some notes. Or at least that's the subterfuge she's giving.
Notes.
But so Yamazaki goes nuts and tries to kill her, and he like knocks her out. He's like, "It wasn't for him. My family would still be alive. You're a jerk. I'm gonna experiment on you. Yeah, I'm a bad guy now. I'm a really big bad guy."
Wow. Okay.
All it took was for him to find out he had been working with a superhero, someone who had been helping him achieve his goal,
Yep.
But they're
and
horrible.
suddenly he's a supervillain.
I
Yeah.
hate
Totally.
them.
We need to establish he's becoming a new supervillain,
Yeah.
even though this timeline won't exist anymore after this story. So Batman bumps into Ronnie and Jason.
Wait, real Batman?
Real Batman, our
Okay.
Batman.
Hey,
Not,
Batman.
Finally
not
shows up.
Joker head Batman.
Nope.
Not Batman.
5 years
Beyond.
later, New 52,
New 52
Batman, Bruce Wayne.
Has he been watching everything the whole time? Like
Yes.
he knows everything that's going on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he a vampire?
No, he is not.
That's
He's
a
just
shame.
a jerk.
Same robots and vampires.
But he basically says like,
You mean Blade?
no, Blade's Marvel.
And he's not a robot.
And he's not a robot.
Yeah.
They have techno music. It's basically like music for robots.
So Batman basically admonishes Jason and Ronnie. He's like, you need to be Firestorm. And they're like, no, Green Arrow's dead and he's a jerk.
Why does everyone think Firestorm's so important?
Because he's the emotional arc of the story. So Batman's like, Green Arrow's alive, it's all bullshit.
So you can like
You can get over it.
just move on.
And they're like, what?
yeah, and if you were Firestorm, you'd be able to
you
find
mean I
him.
was all mopey and emo for nothing?
So then
Damn it!
so Tim Drake goes to Lois and he's like, you ruined my relationship, you're a jerk. You made me feel bad about lying, so I revealed that I wasn't lying and she dumped me. Anyway, here's your arrowhead and your pyramid and your other crap. They didn't want me to come with you, they just wanted you to go. So you go to these coordinates and just trust me it's there. So Lois goes there and she parachutes in to like seemingly nothing, but she lands on the island anyway. She bumps into the robot tornado version of herself and she's like, that's weird. And she writes a story about Project Cadmus's island and about the
Is everybody
imprisonment of the
dead,
52.
like a la Resident Evil, the movie?
Yes. Brother Eye kills the people who were in charge of like running him and stuff.
Okay.
So he's starting to wake up.
Yep,
Do his
and
brother eye thing.
you know they're turning on Cadmus Island, and so like the last few people who are surviving and are trying to just escape. This includes Grifter and Deathstroke and 50 Sue and Lana Lang.
So Cadmus
mean
is
50
where
Super
Brother
can
Eye
do
is
anything.
born and starts the takeover of the world.
Yeah.
With Cadmus. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, Brother Eye like was in the kind of like created a body out of Power Girl, like made her look like she's person, but when they
Right.
like kick her ass, like her circuitry is
out, like,
revealed.
oh,
It's actually
she was
that's Brother Eye,
Ah.
which is weird because like, why would he? You mean Brother Eye can make people?
Yeah, why does he
Why
even...
would he make them into spider robots?
Aren't they
Well,
much
'cause,
more
like,
convincing?
Why would he
I
break
made him into a
them?
person because at that time
I need to be-
needed them to look like a
I
person.
think it's just he's proud.
Once
I'm
I take
robot and
over,
proud.
Because
I would
because-
rather make spider people, but if I make spider people, they'll look all scary and people try to stop them.
Also-
so
Yeah.
until I take over, they gotta look like me.
Yeah, but also then if he keeps doing that, it'll be too much like Terminator.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Tim's bar is called the Wounded Duck.
yeah.
Ha!
So Terry McGinnis breaks into Tim Drake's old apartment to try and like find out more about everything. And Batman has everything under surveillance. So of course, like once anybody broke into Tim's apartment, he's like, no! So he shows up and he's like, what do you want with Tim Drake and what are you doing here?
Hold on, he's had the apartment under surveillance forever.
Like since Tim ever left. Yeah.
Creepy.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Well, he's,
go
he
for it,
has
Tim.
everyone
Really,
under surveillance.
just lay into her. Come on.
Yeah. I approve, Tim.
I taught him all these moves.
Yeah, use more teeth.
No!
He went to the Ben School of Lovemaking. So Batman fights Batman, which is kind of fun, I
Right.
guess.
It's bat on bat action.
Jason finds out that like Dr. Yamazaki is a lunatic.
Because
finds all
he needed to find this to really piece that together.
So
Is that-
Yamazaki is gonna what?
Is that beginning like the Brother Eye logo? Like the circle with the line? the
Yamazaki
people?
has nothing to do with Brother Eye, but it is kind of like thematically connected. But no.
Okay.
So Yamazaki's gonna like use his teleportation technology, which he's refined. They tested on like an inorganic thing and it works. So it's like, boom, human trials, let's do it.
Yep.
Jason's like, what?
What about like a dog?
Yeah, and he's like, I think you don't even want me to make it work. Immediately. So he's like, okay, get in. You're gonna be teleported. Let's do this. And then,
I like how he blindfolds her.
yep.
I don't want to look at you when this happens.
Right.
I don't.
I don't want you to
to look
see
at
me.
Nah, it's
That's what I'm
over.
saying. You're gonna judge
So
me.
what does this cover indicate? That there's gonna be a female Firestorm now.
Yeah.
So Tim Drake and Ronnie go to save the day at the facility.
Okay.
And so while Yamazaki is trying to teleport Madison, Jason
Where's he gonna send her?
just to the next tube.
Okay.
Just from here to here.
Right.
Oh, he's gonna human flyer.
Yes.
Yup.
Yeah, he's gonna fly. He's gonna Cronenberg her. So Jason tries to stop it. Yamazaki knocks him out, and it's great because like he reveals that Jason's Firestorm, and Madison's like, "Jason, my classmate was Firestorm. Another liar." Like,
Oh my God, Madison.
You know what? Just push the button.
yeah.
Yamazaki.
Just because I
it's
didn't tell
okay.
everyone I know who I am doesn't mean I lied to you.
Yeah, please.
You just didn't find out with everyone else. Like what? Ugh, Jesus.
So he turns on the machine, which winds up malfunctioning, which shoots. Oh, Yamazaki
What?
turns on the machine
Why aren't they making themselves into Firestorm?
because
do
they're
this?
a little bit further away from each other. And Jason was hit by a wrench. Ronnie just showed up with Tim.
Why didn't they make themselves Firestorm before they even went to the building?
Well, Jason was there separately. Jason found out.
Oh,
Jason.
okay.
Remember,
was
he
there.
found the.
so they didn't together go. They
No,
Also,
no.
Jason
Ronnie
refused.
and Tim/Cal teamed up and they went.
So wait, can he
okay.
do it when he's unconscious, or does it have to be,
No, it has
consensual?
to be consensual.
Creep.
Yeah, and Jason said
Well,
no.
Yeah, but
it has to be deliberate.
yes.
Yes.
So anyway,
Which is really inconvenient, because if this happens,
Well, you know.
so Ronnie
how it works.
tries to save Madison, but he knows he can't. So he's like, Jason, we gotta become Firestorm. So as he is protecting Madison from the teleportation energy that's shooting out of them, he tries to touch Jason, but he can't because he's being converted into energy. And instead what happens is Jason touches Madison, and then Ronnie says he's sorry and has his finished character arc, and then explodes, thereby creating a new Firestorm, who is Madison in the driver's seat and Jason in the back seat.
why can't Jason ever get in the driver's seat?
I'm always the backseat driver.
What's more cool? Another guy Firestorm or a girl Firestorm in an alternate timeline we're never going to visit again?
So Jason's kicking in the backseat.
Yes. and sitting in the front.
And now Madison has to lie to people about who she is.
I know. Oh no.
Oh no! Maybe she's gonna gain some perspective.
No, I will tell everyone the truth. I am Firestorm!
Who are you?
Yeah. So Ronnie dies, and Tim's like, man, that sucks. And I guess Madison also died. I don't know, because they didn't see her. Like,
Oh.
I've got a really random question.
Yeah.
Where is Aquaman?
He's in like the first volume, and we never see him again.
Oh, okay.
So
Same place as Flash and
Green Lantern
and
and Cyborg.
And Cyborg.
yeah.
This one's bigger
I mean,
than
yeah.
this,
Where
but-
is the entire Justice League? I guess something
We
happened.
saw the Justice League in an earlier story. It's just like Shazam, Superman, and like a couple other friggin' people.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sorry, I was trying to.
so
hit my ear.
so Green Arrow and Red Arrow and his team, and also like Deathstroke's team, but Deathstroke is actually working with Brother Eye.
What?
So he's like, oh no, like you can't stop Brother Eye because Brother Eye can hook into any bank account, and I'll be able to line my pockets with all the money that I'll be able to steal from Green Arrow and whatnot. Little does he know that like Brother Eye is gonna like delete everyone's money and like blow up everything and put him in a robot body, so who cares? But
So, Brother Eye is taking over Cadmus Island.
so anyway, all these teams converge and they fight like some of the Earth 2 heroes who are being experimented on because they're being agents of. This is when we finally catch up with the story that Brother Eye is actually in Power Girl's body.
Okay.
Sure.
But they wind up like kicking the crap out of her and like blowing up the island and rescuing the superheroes who were controlled by Brother Eye.
Okay.
So they escape.
Cool.
Right.
But
Which one of them is a decoy?
none of them. Lois Lane was also part of the team, and she escapes with them.
Okay.
But she made the critical mistake of bringing her cell phone.
Oh, and it's on the
got infected
cell
with Brother Eye.
phone. That's stupid.
Brother Eye hooks into her Nokia phone and then goes with her.
Oh
So
no,
they-
it's indestructible!
Seemingly
Exactly.
defeated Brother Eye, but no.
Yep.
And now they're carrying Brother Eye to the mainland.
Wonder Woman's daughter, Rage, knocks Deathstroke's head off and kills him.
Whoa! Damn, okay.
And 50 Sue's sad because she finds out that Deathstroke was like the mastermind behind her like control and creation and
right.
stuff.
Is she still with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Does she see that happening?
yeah.
But
But
she's
she's
reattach his head?
no, she's actually mad that she didn't get to kill him herself.
Oh. So why does Ollie have the braid?
Because it's cool looking.
Because he looks sweet.
He's got to fight. Earlier when you see him, he has just like long flowing locks.
Yeah, that's
But
not
now he's got to
practical.
work. Constantine was investigating like Brainiac crop circles and stuff.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the story.
Oh, yeah, remember
The point
that?
is that like there's holes and blasts from things from space, which are actually like black holes of evil that are like meant to draw in Brainiac. That's the whole point. And in fact, maybe Superman's rocket was drawn to one of those spots in Kansas because
Somehow
of
he's connected to Brainiac?
because of his hope. It was like drawn to like the hate holes that existed in these areas.
Where did those come from?
Those come from like long ago,
They've just always been.
or they were established, via Brainiac.
Okay.
Oh,
But,
so Brainiac laid the seeds of his own return to Earth
Yes.
like centuries ago or whatever.
So anyway, Constantine like, literally just like makes them go to Russia to do that.
Ah!
But the
what happens.
the
Jesus.
Brainiac robot that Superman had to destroy, it survived, and it goes into the essence of a grizzly bear, which attacks them and makes this fun like glob grizzly bear thing. Oh no! So
It's like an astral bear.
so
Yeah.
Superman fights the bear.
He fights
the,
Brainiac Bear.
Yeah, but he fights Bearniac. So
It's
Yeah.
almost my name.
yeah, so Bearniac fights Superman, and he's like, "Oh man, like a Kryptonian, this is gonna be great." He doesn't call him a Kryptonian; he calls him Krypton, because there's a lot of typos in this book.
Oh.
And he says like, "You're special and important, and your touch makes me hurt," and so the bear explodes.
It explodes.
Yeah.
But
So
And then it exploded.
and then it exploded. So then hold please. So then Superman and Constantine and Midge leave and they go to Kansas. Grifter and Lana and 50 Sue, they decide they're gonna like lie low. So Lana also decides that 50 Sue, with her like nigh omnipotent powers, like she needs like guidance. So she more or less adopts 50 Sue and becomes her like mother. And Grifter's along for the ride, so he's gonna pretend to be her dad and stuff.
That's a bad role model for her dad.
I agree, but so 50 Sue is like really mad that Deathstroke died and she wasn't there to kill him. She like finds some old Deathstroke stuff and like puts on his mask and she's gonna go on a quest
Oh, that's messed up.
to destroy and defeat Brother Eye, because Brother Eye facilitated
Well, that's
Deathstroke's
not gonna
demise.
take a whole lot for her to do because.
Yeah, but she
she's-
doesn't really do anything about it anyway.
Oh. But
Meanwhile-
can you imagine Grifter's stories to her, just being like,
Oh, yeah.
I killed a little girl just like you one time.
I'm a murderer.
But I'm
a
just saying
horrible
that
monster.
that's how I show you how much I love you because I didn't kill you.
Yeah.
Wait, you're not a,
I
you're
totally
not a dirty
would.
Earth tour, are you?
Now go to sleep.
So Yamazaki's essence survived, and he's mad, and so he.
Wait,
his
his essence?
What does that mean?
What do you want to? He's a translucent body, and he also
Why
has.
does that happen?
He has the ability to like. He becomes a new Dr. Polaris. Is the point? It's an
Oh.
old school villain. That
Are you telling me that the guy who's trying to invent teleportation doesn't get teleportation powers when he does?
Nope.
No, he does become translucent though.
And also
That
the guy who
sucks.
hates superheroes
Becomes a super villain.
Yeah, of
Which
course.
makes
and,
sense.
and sees nothing wrong with becoming a supervillain, which would cause the chaos that would cause people to die.
Yes. So then future Joker Batman goes back and like, he winds
Yeah.
up finding Terry.
Does he have like a He-Man head where like it can like spin around like he's
Yes. Like
one
his
of
many
s-
faces.
Yeah.
He's like,
Is Brother Eye able to send Batman / Joker back to where Terry is because Brother Eye knows history and he knows where Terry was on that day or something?
we don't know.
Never addressed.
it
never
shouldn't be
explained.
because then you couldn't have a circular loop where Brother Eye creates itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
So-
he's been there the whole time. He's just been trying to find him. He just sent him back to the last known coordinates
Right,
that were in the DeLorean.
I
Yeah,
saw
maybe.
this
Oh, that could be.
with the red eye and the
Terry just
Batman
stayed in
mask,
that
and
same
suddenly I
spot.
thought,
No, I mean, I assume he's
evil
just been
Batman
wandering around
punched
the whole time.
our current Batman.
Nobody
Yeah.
noticed.
And then
There's
kissed.
so much of
Yeah,
the
and then
crap
kissed by
going
feet.
on. They didn't notice this
Like,
creepy
that's weird.
Batman floating around doing its own thing.
Yeah.
Is Brother Eye also going to send back a like liquid robot? and-
Only in the
To
sequel.
like a different time or
In Futures End 2.
Tiffany, look, a giant gelatinous cube.
No.
It's not. It's just a big safe.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh,
the-
well, that's even worse because
the-
Reddit's never going to get it open.
No. So the remnants of like 52's team, 50 Sue's team.
Yeah, yeah.
So the remnants of 50 Sue's team decide like they need to get at like a safe that was on Cadmus Island, but has now sank to the bottom of the ocean.
So they call Aquaman.
No, so they just ask 50 Sue to teleport it to them. But it's at the top of like a building, so it smashes to the buildings and just like lands on the ground. And then they use like just shrinking technology to make it small, so nobody will get the secrets of Cadmus.
Okay,
That's that story. Frankenstein's dying, so he's sent to the House of Mystery,
sure.
where he hopefully will be cured of his problem.
I see Dead Man's there.
Also Amethyst.
Yep.
And basically they're like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? And they wind up like bringing. They wound up bringing Frankenstein back to Castle Frankenstein because no one knows how to fix him better than Dr. Frankenstein.
Sure.
But isn't Dr. Frankenstein dead?
Nope.
Nope.
Because he's a super genius and a super scientist. So he like he winds up reanimating his own corpse using Frankenstein technology. and-
what happened to Superman? Because Superman was in this book a while ago.
Superman-
Is he doing anything?
He's right there, wearing flannel.
Oh, there he
Superman,
is.
Midge, and Constantine. I don't know why Constantine is also at the edge of nowhere and with Superman. Maybe Constantine like astral projected. Doesn't matter. The point is, Superman, Midge, and Constantine are in Kansas, where they found another like, of those hate holes,
Okay.
and
Gotta watch out for them hate holes.
yeah.
then the corn comes to life and attacks them.
Send him into the cornfields.
Is there like a physical thing that like creates the hate holes, or do they just spontaneously manifest?
No. I think that like they were put there. Amethyst brings Frankenstein to Castle Frankenstein, where they meet a bunch of cool monsters, which have been like reanimated or like steampunked by Dr. Frankenstein.
That one looked like a gorilla bat.
It was.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Dr. Frankenstein is like, hey, yeah. So like, I'd love to fix him. Here's the deal. I'm gonna give you like a sexy new body, but you've got to also submit to the procedure that will make you docile and listen to me.
He's
And
like, I'm talking to you, Amethyst.
yeah. But Frankenstein's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'd rather die.
Amethyst, however, takes one look at Dr. Frankenstein and she's like, all right.
Yeah, right. So
You're fine.
they get attacked by Korn or like Brainiac Korn.
Superman.
Superman, Constantine,
sorry.
and Midge
Yeah.
get
Hold
attacked
on.
by
They
Brainiac
made
Korn.
children of the corn.
Literally.
They
Yeah.
get attacked by Brainiac Corn.
They're little creatures like crawling all over them.
I
Yeah.
see that. I don't. No,
like
I don't.
the corn
You know what?
jumps out of the corn stalks.
I get. I don't want to
And just
know.
running
I had a
around.
question, and I'm going to not even ask it.
Yeah. So
Let's
Midge
just
is
keep
like,
going.
yes,
I got
he's
a problem
here.
with textures.
So Midge is like, yes, he's here. And then a corn stalk just shoots through her body. She dies.
So Superman lets Midge die because he's right there.
He was overwhelmed by kernels.
Why didn't he just vaporize it
Damn
with his
you.
heat vision? Just it's okay. Took care of the corn.
Yeah, and then
he's
they'd be
rusty.
delicious and edible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why don't you just move faster?
Anyway, so
Where's Flash?
yeah. So anyway, Frankenstein's like dying, and he's like, "Goodbye, Amethyst." Like the nth metal that I got from Hawkman's arm also now allows me to look into the future, and I can see that I will eventually become the Frankenstein of the New 52 future and Earth.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't.
Nth metal does
I'm gonna
that.
have
like-
Black Canary's head in my body.
And he's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to become that.
Right.
So let me die. And she's like, okay. So then she uses her cool gemstone sword to kill Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein, that is.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then let Frankenstein die. And then she basically decides, like, no one's going to save Gemworld from the apocalyptic forces that were stuck there.
Right.
Except me. So she goes there to, like, defend Gemworld.
Oh.
We don't see that
So
story.
wait, so she came here originally to be like, someone's got to help me.
Basically.
And then they were all like, hey, why don't you just help us do a bunch of things? And then we'll totally help you. We'll
then-
totally
yes.
help you. Don't worry.
everyone she knows dies,
It's
and
on
no.
the list of things to
Right.
do.
And then they're just like, look, okay, the reality is nobody can help Gemworld.
Yes.
So
And-
why don't you help us save this world?
We don't really
Right.
care.
We don't really care about
I know someone who can save Gemworld. Gem.
Well, because she's truly outrageous.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not how that works.
So she goes back to Gemworld to stop Darkseid.
I mean, or just the parademons that were sent there. that
Yeah.
were constantly
Darkseid
trapped
doesn't
there.
personally
More than
go
like
there.
no, more than likely it's like the Furies, and she might be able to take them down, or they might recruit her, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, Amethyst is a Fury, but cool.
She's already got like a scar on her face.
So the Stormwatch people come back to Earth, or at least they're heading back to Earth to try and warn Earth, but it's already under siege by Brainiac. So naturally, they activate Brother Eye to defend themselves from Brainiac, which of course like
Okay.
creates the problem. Superman faces against
Hey,
Brainiac.
Superman put a shirt on. I must have missed that.
Yeah,
'Cause
he
he spent
does.
so much time without it
Well,
on.
he finally decides to like get his ass in gear, so he puts on the Action Comics Grant Morrison Superman costume, which is of course a t-shirt and jeans and boots,
Okay.
but also a cape. And of course, like Shazam in Superman's costume is like, "Oh man, you're back! Cool, I can be Shazam again."
Yeah.
So then he puts on a Shazam costume and then joins
Cool.
Superman in battle. Meanwhile, Batman Bruce Wayne goes to face against Mr. Terrific. He's like, "You're bullshit. This is all going to hell.
Right.
The Brother Eye thing has to stop."
Right. I never should have worked with you to design it.
Yeah, Batman Beyond faces against Joker Batman from the future.
Uh-huh.
Terry has to go against not only his mentor, but also the Joker.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also his mentor's greatest enemy.
Right, and it would have been really convenient if he had gone after actual Batman instead, because then actual Batman would have been like, oh.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty cool. Instead, nothing happens.
Right. So it's like you got the heroes, you got Brother Eye, and you got Brainiac.
Right.
And they're all trying
Right.
to win.
And Brainiac is just like, I want New York City. So he like activates his Brainiac abilities and his weapons and big thing to shrink and, well, to levitate and then later shrink New York City and then put into a ship.
Like,
Right.
You can put it into a bottle, the bottle city of New York.
Yes. Brother Eye reactivates the Plastique Cyborg from the future
Oh.
and attacks Tim and Terry with it. Plastique fights it and then kills it and then kisses Terry, being like, "Yay, I've defeated my own personal demons."
Okay.
Nice.
Let's make out.
Batman.
why not?
Batman Bruce Wayne reveals to Mr. Terrific that Brother Eye is all bullshit. Mr. Terrific feels bad about it and then ultimately decides to help. Ray Palmer decides we need to use shrinking technology because that's all I'm good for.
Why don't we shrink it?
Yeah, why don't we shrink it? Why don't we shrink, I don't know.
Ray?
Yeah.
Ray,
That is your answer
For everything.
every time.
Literally everything.
hey,
Also,
when you're a
Brainiac's
hammer,
already
every
trying to
problem's a
shrink the
nail.
city.
So,
When you shrink things, every problem
We're out
requires
of
shrinking.
milk. Your solution was to shrink things.
Yes.
How would that help
so
us?
Palmer,
Because there's a little bit of milk right at the bottom, so if we shrink ourselves, it'll be a lot of milk.
so Palmer and Batman and Terrific use the U-spheres, which you'll remember are very important.
Vaguely.
And they
Which no one has
infuse it
gotten
with
yet.
nope. And they infuse it with Palmer technology, and they launch the spheres at Brainiac, and then basically shrink him down to a manageable size, and then like put him away or whatever. But really, what happens is he escapes, and then he becomes the main villain for Convergence.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, they shrink Brainiac and then he's not a problem?
Well, it's like, you tell me what happens
You don't
to
see him anymore.
A bunch of friggin' Kirby crackles go around him, and he says, like, error, and it seems like he dies or breaks or goes to another dimension or shrinks. Who cares? The point is he comes back literally like 2 months later.
But he's seemingly defeated.
Yes, but
And New York is saved?
he really drops New York. So it's falling
Oh.
from the sky, and
Whoops.
Superman just springs into action. And
This is when you shrink the city.
Yes, but instead Superman springs into action and Superman's the city. He just catches it and then puts
Okay.
it back, and of course reveals that Superman's back.
Right.
Ray Palmer grabs the shrunken Brainiac
yeah.
and sticks him into a U-sphere.
Oh.
And he's like, there.
So they defeated him with U-spheres, and then they put him in a U-sphere.
So wait,
Yes.
but isn't U-sphere connected to Brother Eye? So wouldn't Brainiac now have access to Brother Eye?
Well, anyway, so Brother Eye is now the only bad guy in the story.
All right. So he took
But
care of
all
him.
right, you know what?
So then there's like the relief effort, and everyone's like, just trying to like live and let live and take over and clean up and everything. Meanwhile, Brother Eye is like, I'm a bad guy.
Right.
You
I'm
sti-
still here.
You didn't fix anything.
Right.
Ha.
I'm gonna happen.
And then he hatches his scheme, and he like takes over all these like dead people and
Look
like
at all these
reanimates
shield agents. I mean,
them.
Takes over
I
dead
mean, DC characters. Basically, Brother Eye takes over and is going to ruin everything.
Right.
which was exactly what the first volume promised before we went on this ridiculous journey.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
great. 50 Sue's back.
she's just in it for a second.
Oh, thank you.
So.
Oh, Joker, Batman.
So Joker Batman starts kicking ass. Well, he comes back around.
So Terry didn't defeat him. I guess,
No.
before?
He just punched him and got him away from him. So, but now they have to really
Terry's
fight.
succeeded at doing one thing, and that's making out with Plastique.
Yep.
hey,
Yes.
as long as he's not using any
Terry, you were the worst hero from the future I've ever seen.
He's
in
not
any animation.
usually.
No, he's not this ineffectual or stupid at all. So then, Terry McGinnis faces against his mentor and his mentor's greatest nemesis, all in one stupid Brother Eye body. And then the two of them basically fight outside of the Flatiron Building where they
Yeah.
where they started.
Which is
and,
important in the
Right,
story.
because
because that's where Terrific's office was.
Yeah.
But so they fight, and ultimately, Batman Joker Brother Eye hybrid stabs Terry and kills him, and Terry drops Batman Joker. So Batman Joker plummets to his death and splats on the ground, and Terry kisses Plastique and dies.
Wow.
So they don't have to deal with the fact that they couldn't get him back to the timeline he was supposed to go to.
Well,
Or like the
they
fact
didn't,
that.
even, they didn't even say he needs to
Or
go
it's
back.
like they're
Right.
saying the timeline took care of itself.
Right.
Yes.
Like we never need to address. Oh, but there's now Terry's in the wrong place. Now he's dead. Don't worry.
Yeah. So then Tim/Cal puts on the Batman Beyond costume, meets up with Batman, Firestorm shows up, and of course, because it's Madison,
Yeah.
Yes.
you know, Tim's ex-girlfriend.
Right.
And he's like, Madison, you're Firestorm? This is great.
It's like Tim,
so then,
you're whatever.
you're Batman now?
I
So
thought you were Red Robin.
Yeah,
He's like, oh, now I'm like Red Batman. Get over it.
now you're Batman? Oh my god, he lied to me
Where
again!
will the lies
That's
end?
your salt.
So Batman basically says, I've got to stop this, but the only way to do it is to use the time travel technology that was in the Batman Beyond suit, which Palmer can fix, and you can activate using your Firestorm powers, and I'll go back and actually do what Terry was supposed to do in the first place.
Wait, does this mean that when Firestorm is kissing...
Yeah, I had the same thought.
Oh,
is kissing Tim,
Batman Beyond, it's Tim.
Jason is like,
Yeah.
this is weird.
I guess
Yeah,
so.
he's just like,
I didn't sign on for this!
or he's just like, this feels right.
Yeah,
Yep.
who knows?
I've always wanted to kiss Batman. This is what it turns out.
Yeah.
This is my new fetish.
But ultimately, Batman, Bruce Wayne is
Yeah.
like, I'll go back. I know what I'm doing. And I
Yeah.
was supposed to go back in the first place.
Yeah.
And
And it's also kind of partly my fault.
yeah, and Tim is like, no, it's calibrated to my weight or whatever. And then Tim goes back, and it turns out that like the weight thing was all bullshit anyway.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
Batman's
why
like,
did he end up in the wrong place then?
because he's an idiot. Because it's stupid. Because he needed to. Because,
yeah.
because screw you. So Batman goes back.
Because if Batman even came here, he could have done it.
So,
but
yeah.
Terry came here, and he still...
Wait, so
screwed
And he
up.
which
still
Batman
dies.
goes back?
So Tim
Tim
Drake,
Drake
in
Batman.
Terry McGinnis's Batman Beyond costume.
Tim Drake
Right.
Batman Beyond goes
Because
back.
Goes
Ray
back.
Palmer fixed the time thing instead of just telling him in the first place, and then he could have gone,
Yeah.
all right, anyway.
So he
go.
goes back to now.
And this is the book we read, right? Or
No. We read the first.
well, we read that, but then we read another. We read a
a tie-in.
no for was it for GBU? We read Batman
Yes,
Beyond.
we were at Batman Beyond number 1.
And it wasn't even the right Batman Beyond. It was this
It was
one.
Tim Drake,
Yes.
Futures End, Batman Beyond. Yes.
Okay, now we know where that came from.
Yeah.
All right.
So Tim Drake goes back to now, to the New 52, where this story should actually matter and should influence what's happening in the main story.
Right.
So he basically finds Brother Eye. Brother Eye's like, hi, I'm Brother Eye. I'm not a bad guy yet.
Right. I'm not anything yet.
Right. I don't have a slash or anything.
So Brother Eye taps into Terry's suit and then is like, oh, I'm going to be a bad guy? And the beacon that you send in the future that targets the Earth 2 vessel, the lifeboat, is what's going to screw up like the world? Oh, never mind. I'll just blow up the satellite that's going to be the beacon for New 52 Earth 2 people to show up here and cause the cataclysm, and I'll self-destruct. So Brother Eye kills himself and also prevents the world end thing from happening.
Oh.
So Brother Eye is the greatest hero.
Yeah. Brother Eye is really the hero of this book.
Yeah.
So then Tim winds up traveling back to the future of 35 years in the future.
Oh.
Come on, do the theme.
So he gets to see the fruits of his labor.
Yes.
Because I guess he doesn't belong there now anyway.
Right. So Tim lands in like a beautiful garden made of like, you know, butterflies and rainbows
Oh
and
my
statues.
god, all the heroes have been turned into statues!
Damn you,
That's
Firestorm!
terrible.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If none of that happened, then why is there a female Firestorm?
Right. Well, you'll know why in a minute. Because,
Okay.
There's no reason for that. That's just because the artist is an idiot. It turns out it's all a hallucination, and it's bullshit. And none of what he did mattered, and the New 52 Futures End alternate horror timeline still comes to pass.
What?
And
But Brother Eye deleted himself.
yeah, but no.
But he didn't?
But he didn't. So this is the future of the New 52 future. And so Tim like barely escapes, and it turns out he teams up with the like human resistance to fight Brother Eye, and he's like, okay, so there's no way that I can ever go back in time and stop Brother Eye.
Why?
But then he wakes up
Because
and
it
it's
didn't
a dream.
work. I did it, and it didn't work. So then he teams up with the leader of the human resistance, which is Madison. And she's not Firestorm, so she could not have possibly been female Firestorm in that garden, but it was all hallucination anyway.
It was just for his own brain, but it should have
Yeah.
like
Then he
clued-
should have been like, wait a minute.
So Tim Drake, from 5 years in the future, in the Batman Beyond suit, goes 35 years into the future and teams up with an alternate future version of his ex-girlfriend who remembers him and Ray Palmer to save the future. But it doesn't come to pass anyway
right.
because then convergence happened.
because then convergence happens. So really, what's great about Future's End is that none of it takes place in the timeline that matters, and nothing that happens matters at all to anyone. Because it's New 52. New 52 is dark and edgy and awesome. So even if we do have like a 3-volume weekly series in which everything is dark and edgy and apocalyptic, even the ending, which has hope in it,
Right.
has to be dark, edgy, and apocalyptic.
Right.
This is Future's End.
So it has to all not matter.
it.
Everything
Yeah.
they did
All the
doesn't
futures have
matter,
to end.
'cause
Nothing
they
matters.
ultimately fail.
Well, it stars no one because they were unmade. And it is about nothing because none of the timelines happen. So why did this book exist?
I don't know.
Like, what the hell?
'Cause they
yeah,
want-
and people bought it,
They want to draw a bunch of robots.
but they don't even draw them correctly or consistently
Exactly. Instead
or
of insect
regularly.
bottoms with superhero tops, it should be the superhero bottoms with the insect tops.
What?
You can still have sex with it that way.
Even then, the insect bottoms don't even correlate. Sometimes they're octopi. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're just crappily
Brother
drawn
Eye just
legs.
wants to look at cool stuff. Or,
guess.
or build cool stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want every robot to look the same. Every robot's
corn.
unique and gross in a new way.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
It's supposed to be creepy and like unexpected.
It is unexpected,
But why?
but how?
How does Brainiac control corn?
Oh, Brainiac controls everything.
Apparently,
Brainiac has many powers.
because he's been here forever. It may have been in
Yeah.
the primordial stew.
Yeah.
And now
He's
it's
in
in
the
corn.
hay-holes.
And now it's in the genetically modified corn that wasn't real. Fine.
Yeah. Well, Brainiac was planning to attack Superman with corn for hundreds of years.
So Brainiac was
planted himself
always
in
here,
him.
Yes.
Here it comes.
and then
Yeah.
Brainiac,
And then Brainiac shows up and he only tries to
Shows
steal
up.
one city.
Yeah. His entire plan, he infected the whole Earth in thousands of years in the past or whatever.
Yep. Or millions.
Or millions.
Yep.
And the entire plan was to take New York.
Oh, he just really wants Manhattan. It's Brainiac
Manhattan.
takes Manhattan.
Oh, that's what they should have called this series.
Which is just one city out of like dozens that he's putting on the Convergence planet.
And then
Yeah.
Jason comes out and he's like, dude,
Well, and by the
What am I
way,
supposed to do?
like,
And he doesn't even get it.
no.
But then in Convergence, he has
Here's the thing. Because Brainiac was put into like a U-sphere, Telos is activated. And he's like, hey, how come except Brainiac's free? And also the timeline where Brainiac is captured doesn't exist.
Happen because they prevent it.
But Brainiac is also transcendent from those timelines and multiverses.
Right.
So I guess when the timeline rewrites itself or undoes itself, he just leaves. Mm-hmm. It's dumb.
Well, in the timeline that's created, they don't stop him, right? It all happens differently.
Right.
So I guess he could just come and... All the Brainiac stuff could actually just keep happening because they deleted Brother Eye, but they didn't prevent Brainiac.
No.
The holes...
But the Stormwatch
the dark
hybrid
holes
team
are still
don't find
there.
him. But it's not like the Borg where like they wake him up and bring him there. It's more just like they bump into him on his way to Earth. This book is one of the worst things to happen to DC ever.
This is a very
Thanks.
dark book.
It's dark because it says New 52 on it. It's ironic that it's the last book that says New 52 on it.
Yeah.
so this
Batman does fight.
Himself?
Yeah, the creepy one.
Yeah, but like Batman does fight double-faced Batman, but like it's not.
It's not cool.
It doesn't happen. Like he gets punched, and then Terry has to fight him.
He gets punched a whole bunch, and then like future Batman's like kill him, and Joker's like that wouldn't be fun.
Yeah.
Derp.
he ought to be able to just look at him and just say like, really, Bruce? And then the human portion or the Bruce portion of the hybrid just goes, oh, rip.
Yeah.
There's also very obviously way too much in these books, in these panels going on than the artists can handle, and it's not even their fault. But it's just showing Ethan like that mummy guy, right? It's literally one panel to the next panel. Little beard thingy.
No little beard
just
thing.
forgot it.
Like I said,
It's
when
just too much. They
I pointed
can't-
out like typos
Well,
and
it's
stuff.
It's every week.
They
Like,
can't
Yeah.
keep up.
Yeah.
They couldn't keep up, and what's sad is like they couldn't keep up with a crappy story that no one should care about or
Yeah.
matter. I would love to see Amethyst fight to save Gemworld. But
like-
not in this. I
I'm
don't
like-
want to see like scarred Amethyst. I
No.
want to see like real Amethyst. Like instead, how about Amethyst is in Gemworld and then Apocalypse invades and then she has to like fight it? That'd be more cool.
I was way more interested in what Amethyst was doing. It's probably because she is sword and sorcery, and that's like something I'm more interested in.
This is monsters and magic. It's so
Yeah.
up your alley. So like, and it's ironic that it's 5 pages in story.
I know. I was the most like, ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what DC wants you to read.
Except they put it in here. They shoehorn it in this story that's about like Terminator.
Yeah, and now read the rest of this.
Anyway.
There is one thing about this book that's good, and that is that like it gives something. It gives all the characters who never get books something to do.
That's what I think that's what they were hoping would be a thing.
That's really the concept of this book is like
Can
characters who are not in the Justice League get to do something.
can the C to D list DC Pantheon
Yeah.
sustain their own weekly series? And the answer is yes, when it was called 52. And you know why it's successful? Because it always matters. It happens in the current continuity, and there's no time travel. It's just a cool mystery, which we will one day do. We will one day do 52, but I thought, let's do the worst version of what 52 could be.
Right.
New 52 Futures End. So happy holidays from all of us here at ComicPop. We want to thank you all for enduring this slog of garbage. I feel like Artax just trudging my hooves through the mud and then ultimately just descending into entropy and death.
Wow.
Anyway, we want to thank you all so much for hanging out with us and watching this episode and spending another year here at ComicPop. If this is your first year or your first episode, make sure to subscribe to the channel, click the link, and all that stuff, and stay tuned for even more stuff in the future. I promise our future will be a lot brighter than any of the ones that ended in this book.
I agree.
Oh.
EYE agree.
Ugh. Oh no, you're a robot.
No, I just suck.
Well, we'll see you guys then. Thanks a lot for watching, and happy holidays from all of us here at ComicPop. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
I'm Tiffany.
So long.